did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now? All I can say is how fucking dare you? If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
The best is yet to come.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
The biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
I hear what you're saying, and I do see it differently because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
If she were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas or from, Florida, do you think she would be losing by that much?
I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who try to dream a big dream over the past couple of months.
It's not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
There's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men. Mm-hmm. It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
To all the pollsters, the election pollsters, blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever.
People who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199. And I'm back from Orlando. That's right. And I might not look like it, but I am freaking exhausted. I just got back today, drove from Orlando back to the Panhandle area, and we are here. There's a lot to catch up on. It was a glorious week in Orlando. We had the MegaCon panel. We had the MegaCon booth, and then we had the Universal Studios meetup. And I'm was overwhelmed by all of it. But someone just posted something over in Locals, and I think that this will help everyone get motivated for tonight's show. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome in Anna Paulina Luna to the show right there. I'm not Benny Johnson. I can't get her on for an interview, but we can at least appreciate her wonderful personality right there. God bless America, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Okay, we are back. Anna Paulina Luna. There we go. So great personality. In fact, you don't even need me here. Jeremy can handle the show from here. So go ahead, enjoy the show. Jeremy will take over. You don't need me here. Who cares, right? All right, probably a little too early for that stuff, but, wanted to make the point that The real star of the show was here. But hi everyone. Welcome in. Yeah, best show ever already. Yeah, there you go. But no, in all seriousness, yes, Anna Paulina Luda, great personality. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that one right there. But yeah, so we had the Orlando MegaCon meetup, and it was absolutely phenomenal. For anyone that is interested, we actually did record the full panel. That's over on the main Geeks and Gamers channel. Cliff Fix did a phenomenal job. I told everybody, I said, listen, we're not going to live stream it this year. We're going to actually record it, okay? We're going to record it, and it was great. So he did a phenomenal job, multiple camera angles, very high quality. And the reality of it is he's such a perfectionist. He even told me, he said, I could do better next time. I was like, dude, that's the best production we've ever had at Geeks and Gamers. So it's really not a big deal. But yeah, so, quick recap on that. And then we'll get into some of the news. And I've missed quite a lot, obviously, and I apologize for that. But we're back. And one thing also we've decided, and you get to thank the G&G team for this, okay? But we've decided we're not going to have less CobraCast. We're actually going to have more. So more CobraCast are on the table now, not less. Because, I told you after the inauguration, I said, probably going to have less CobraCast. Well, the people have spoken. There's going to be more CobraCast, not less. So I appreciate all of you, and thank you for my team for helping me out along the way on that. But here is some of the shots of the panel from MegaCon Orlando. Look at that room of absolute alpha males and hot chicks. Like, holy shit. That's all the 199 is. Alpha males and hot chicks. That's all we are. It's it. 6'3", 215 pound alpha males. That's all it was, man. But in all seriousness, I mean, it was cool. There's all of us up on the panel right there. Myself, Young Ripa, Critical Drinker, Ryan, Kennel, and Star Wars Theory. And it was absolutely awesome, man. It really was. That's the picture I took from the panel. I'm sorry. Well, that's Drinker's picture. Let's see. There's Valiant Renegade.
I know. Save the dogs. All right, we're taking a stand here. Save the poor pupper in Dave Filoni's basement, okay? I know we're in about 10 minutes. We're going to have to take questions, I believe. I'm not sure if we're going to pass.
God, I can't believe these losers have so many fans.
Freaking Valiant right there. But yeah, it really was cool, man. Really just humbled and blown away by everything. So here's what's crazy. The panel room, we hit capacity, and they actually had to keep people from coming in. There were more people. I don't know how many. I don't think it was that many, but I mean, I do know that people said that we tried to get into the panel, and they basically shut the doors, wouldn't allow anybody else in. We had standing room only around there. Also, at the meetup, same thing happened at the meetup. We hit capacity at the meetup, and people could not get into the meetup. Now, on the meetup side, we did have, there was the public that was coming into that venue as well. But, I mean, on the RSVP, we had nearly 700 people for the RSVP, and the place at capacity hit about 550 is what the capacity was, I believe. But at one point throughout the night, we did hit capacity, and I was told that there were people that couldn't get in. And so I think that Jay went outside and was trying to actually talk to people outside for those that couldn't get in. MegaCon and Universal both came to me and basically said, we have to make better arrangements next year. You guys need a better space, a more functional space for the amount of people that are coming to these meetups and panels. So that was awesome that they noticed that. And so, yeah, they came to us at both different ones. They're like, we have to do something to kind of make sure that we can deal with these types of crowds. So that's cool, man. And, I'm really, really appreciative of all of you for showing up. I don't think I've ever met as many people as I met Saturday night at the meetup. I think that was probably it probably had a little bit to do with Gary wasn't there. So everybody that would have been there to meet Gary, basically my line just doubled probably because I had a Gary level line, and usually Gary has the biggest lines at the meetups, and usually I'm like, second to Gary if it's just me and Gary, but like Gary usually has the most people there to meet him. There were people it never ended Saturday night. I think I started at 6:30 and I literally just stood there and shook hands and met people until about 11:30 that night. So yeah, it was absolutely insane, but I really appreciate you guys. Man, what a night. And we're going to continue to do more and more of those. Vegas is coming up in a few months. So as soon as we get more details on that, we'll give you more deets on that. But yeah, man. So Linko Kenobi, and it didn't show up in my highlights for some reason, but Linko Kenobi dropped $100 super chat. Linko Kenobi was at the meetup, and Linko says, "What's up, chat? For those who didn't make it to MegaCon meetup, wish you were there. I had an amazing time. I finally filling my wall with celebrities and completed my shelves. Hello, Jeremy. Hope you got my video last night. Hail the 199. I did get your video, although I haven't checked it out yet because I've been on the road all day long, and I haven't. I'm just getting settled in, and but I haven't. I've been on the road, so I couldn't really watch anything. But I will check it out. And when Linko sent that, somebody in the chat was very upset. So this guy right here was very upset. I'm not a simp for YouTubers. Imagine giving money to any channel. It's crazy. I have never gotten a super chat on this channel. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure why you're mad at me. Other YouTubers definitely get super chats. I don't. I hope to one day, but yeah, I'm sorry you're so mad. I hope it all works out for you, though. Kingdom Hearts Gamer becomes a new member. Thank you. Hi, guy. Says, thanks, Jer, for the epic meetup, giving me your blessings to grift, plus inspiring me to be the ultimate fig. I'll be posting the meetup and MegaCon on Wednesday. Hell yeah, man. I love hearing that. And it was a pleasure meeting you, and I do appreciate it. Grapthar's Hammer over on Locals for $4 says, I hope you like the Interstellar patch, mute button, and the Trump chocolate bars. I have the endurance right there, space exploration badge that you gave me. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, here, let's see. I'll make it full screen. There we go. So I love it. That's fantastic. Honestly, I kicked a hornet's nest with this whole Interstellar deal. I think I walked away with 3 copies of Interstellar in 4K. Somebody wanted me to sign their Interstellar. I had a couple bring me pictures of when they saw Interstellar in IMAX in 2014, and they were showing me all the pictures and the experience that they had at the theater. People were freaking losing their minds. So I was happy to see that. That was super cool. And the number one thing I heard at the meetup, and overwhelmingly, was CobraCast. People were like, "We love CobraCast." I can't tell you how many people said they sat through the entire inauguration, the entire election night streams. It was CobraCast, CobraCast, CobraCast. It was crazy the amount of people I heard for that. So thank you guys. Also, look at this. Carolyn gave me this. From Carolyn from the Rippaverse gave me this. There we go. Come on. You got to admit, that's badass. I mean, come on. That's pretty cool. That's pretty damn cool. Hail to Carolyn and the Rippaverse. So, so I appreciate her. And yeah, man. So good stuff indeed. Sola Felix says, let Jeremy host CobraCast when you go MIA Fig. Wunder Guy says, hey, Jeremy, I wanted to thank you for your service and getting me through dark times. I made it just outside the Red Coconut on Saturday night, but chickened out because I was shy and felt out of place. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I would have straight up, if I could have, if, and this is where we have to work on our system. If I would have known, I would have walked out. I would have stopped the line. I would have held the line where I was. I would have come outside and I would have met you, taken a picture, and had a discussion with you, man. I know, like, especially listen, and for those that weren't there, so the Red Coconut Club, it was insane. So we didn't like rent the place out per se, but they knew that we were going to put them at capacity. The music was so freaking loud. Like, if you were there, people in the chat, you can confirm this. The music was so loud. It was insane. And I had the worst headache when I went home Saturday night, just from like the music just beating my eardrums. It was insane. And, so there was a lot going on in there. It was very, very overwhelming. Plus, I was kind of like buried in a corner, and it was wild. So I do understand why you didn't want to come in there, man. But I wish I would have known. I would have totally came out there and hung out with you, though, man. The man, bro, dude, for a proper 199. Proper 199 in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Hell yes. Sydney Sweeney in the house. She's excited about it. You know who else is excited about a proper 199?
Should I do it?
Do not come.
Come on, baby. Come on. I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come. Beautiful white paint. It's coming down at 10,000 miles an hour. It's coming down at levels of speed that nobody ever even conceived of. Where it's rough, but it's coming, and now it's turned around. It turns around, and it's coming, and it's going to, I said, oh, because you see at that bottom, this section right here, that sucker's, oh.
The man, bro, dude. United States Postal Service sucks. FedEx is better. Imagine caring what other people spend their money on. Also, I request a clip of the chick eating the fender, please and thank you. You've got it, sir. Let me find it. Here we go. Let me take your super chat down so we can all see it. Here we go. Damn! It never gets old. Damn! There's so many questions. He said she's going to fall again. That means she fell already. Is she okay? Is she all right? Insert the Darth Vader scene. Like, I need to know where she is and what led her to that point in time. I have questions, okay? So anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We got Cole Hauser, my boy Cole Hauser. What's up, Jeremy? Thanks again for the great event. I'm just on my way back to Canada. Again, it was such an honor meeting and talking with you. I need to make the U.S. my home. 199 Yojo, praise Ara. Thank you, Cole Hauser. Listen, you were awesome. You actually stepped up and helped with like line, situations, keeping everything structured. Cole Hauser's this giant, ridiculously like ripped dude. And he was like, yo, what do you need? I can help keep things in check. And Cole's great, man. So it was awesome hanging out with you, brother. Thank you for all your help. We really do appreciate it, man. Gunny Z says, Jeremy, please tell Beardo that when he does the meetup video, keep the camera on the meetup, not his mug. We want to see the folks there, not him. Thanks. Noted. Although I will say Krista and Beardo overall did a really great job. But yeah, that's very good constructive criticism right there. Shadow Saiyan for $9.99 says, can we acknowledge the greatest mod in existence, the one and only Jessica Lindstrom? Jessica was there at the meetup. It was awesome getting to hang out with her. Hail Jessica Lindstrom in the chat. AOE2 Freak says, hope everyone had a blast at the con. Thank you. Justice is tomorrow may be voting day for municipals. Can get involved. Don't let the institution determine small government. Check if there is a bond issue, school board, state question, or school board election. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. Let me see. We got CBGBs for $19.99 says, hail Jeremy, it was so awesome meeting you at the meetup. It was my husband and I's first meetup, and it was amazing. You are the realest people I've ever met. Thank you for signing my husband's Interstellar shirt. Let's go, man. It was so cool, man. It really was. Like, you guys humbled me. The amount of people that brought up Interstellar was kind of crazy. I was not expecting that at all. And so, yeah, it was an honor meeting you two as well. I really appreciate it. We had some really good conversations, man. So I really, really was blown away by it. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, welcome back, Jeremy. Watching people see and cry over your friendship with Star Wars Theory is hilarious. Imagine getting upset with who other people are friends with, 199 and Trump 2028. Trump 2028. I don't know specifically what you're talking about on that front, but I can only imagine. And yeah, I've been friends with Theory for a long time now. It's not something that we just, talk about all the time. He's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Sometimes we, intertwine. Obviously, he was on the panel, and Theory's a really solid dude, man. So, yeah, I'm never going to let weirdo stuff on the internet determine who I can and can't be friends with or anything like that. That's just really, that's not my style at all. So but that's I'll be interested, is there some comments on some of the videos or something like that? Who cares? I saw the Ripa haters crying on the MegaCon panel video. I was like, that means I'm just gonna continue to have Ripa on. The more you cry, I'm just not, you can never ever respond in any other way but to just continue to do the very thing that the trolls don't want you to do. Golden Nugget says, I just want to make it clear that I've never given any money to Geeks and Gamers and never have made fun of Beardo. Thank you, Golden Nuggets. Appreciate you, brother. Well, I hope one day we can earn some money from you. And I hope one day you will make fun of Beardo. Until then, we will keep striving. Red Mage, who was at the meetup, says for $100, says, I had a great time at MegaCon and the meetup. Thanks for letting me grab a pic and chat with you for briefly. Even though you had to jet, hope I'll get to talk with you more in Vegas. Thank you to everyone for reminding me that good people with sense of that sense still exist. Hail the 199. Thank you, man. It was great getting to talk to you too. Yeah, I think you were one of the last people that I interacted with in terms of that line. I think, if I'm not mistaken, towards the end, it kind of was all a blur. It was getting so again, from 6:30 to 11:30, I was basically nonstop. I was nonstop with and this was that's whatever. 6:30 to 11:30 is nothing, but it's with everything else, getting up about 7 o'clock that morning, having to go to Universal to park, then take all of our stuff from Universal to the Uber, from the Uber to MegaCon. And here's the problem with MegaCon is that we had to go through MegaCon is one of the biggest conventions in the country, and it was literally shoulder to shoulder. And so we had to go through the sales floor to get to the Rippaverse booth with our stuff. Then we had to jet from there to go all the way to the panel. Then from the panel back to the Rippaverse booth. Then from the Rippaverse booth over to Universal. I had to get my truck to unload all of the merch that we were bringing inside the Red Coconut. And then we had to go through security clearance at Universal. And then we had to bring all of the merch through City Walk all the way up to the Red Coconut, reposition all of that. And by that time, it was I think it was 6 o'clock. And then I had about 30 minutes to sit down and chill. And then people started rolling in. And then it was balls to the wall from there. It was crazy awesome. So, but it was good. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, man. So, let me see. Now, there is I am a little behind on a lot of the news right now, but I am going to talk about some of the things going on. And as a matter of fact, Trump actually has an interview with Brett Baer that I have not listened to. I don't know if this is I know portions of this interview played before the Super Bowl, I think, but I'm not completely positive. But some of the stuff that I've heard clips from today and this one, I don't think were part of the one that was uploaded yesterday. I could be wrong. But like I said, I'm a little behind on a lot of the news right now. So Gulf of America. Yes, Gulf of America is a thing. And I'll just show you this. This is one clip right here that I just think is absolutely hilarious because these Democrats are just so absolutely broken. Their brains are completely broken. It's to the point where they're just going after people right now. Like, look at this right here, okay? You got Maxine Waters. Elon Musk, where are you? Bring your ass over here. We're not afraid of you. He's a thief. He's a gangsta. What?
Wow, wow, wow. Look at this crowd. Elon Musk, where are you? Bring your ass over here so you can see who's here and what we're doing. We're not afraid of you. We know that you are the co-president now of the United States of America. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to follow very closely what he's doing and how he has done it. First of all, we're here at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. What is it? This is so important. Prior to this being organized in the Dodd-Frank reforms, consumers didn't have any place to really file complaints. They didn't have anywhere to go when the biggest banks in America was ripping them off. The student loans were being undermined. They didn't have any place to go. Why does Elon Musk want to get rid of all of this? Because he's a thief. He's a gangster. He brings his billionaire friends along with him because they think that they can take over this country. And Trump has said, you give me enough money, you can have it.
Okay, so I would say there's a lot to unpack there, but there's really not. You just got an old senile alcoholic just spewing off a bunch of nonsense. That's all there is. That's it. That's all there is. There's nothing else to it. But here we have this clip right here. Watch. Maxine Waters and her entourage attempted to steal my phone twice after I asked why she's so against government transparency. Here we go.
She's got to go get in her big black taxpayer-funded SUV.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens when you're a member of Congress.
That's what happens when you don't have transparency in the government. Why do you deserve a big black taxpayer-funded SUV? Is that why you're so against Doge? Is that what the problem is? What's up with the lack of transparency in your... What's the problem with transparency? Who the fuck are you? Why are you pushing? What is the problem with Doge? What is the problem with...
Dude, these people are broken. They're broken. Democrats are broken. It's over with. Trump has broken their brains. Broken them. And they know now that I don't know what they're... I don't think that they actually have any plan right now. I think that Trump is something that they did not plan on Trump winning. They didn't think that this was possible. So they're just spiraling right now. And the Elon thing has thrown them completely out of whack. They don't know what to do. And it's glorious to witness. And I'm loving every single second of it. It's so good. Tommy says, Jeremy, let me be the first to wish you a belated happy Gulf of America Day. Let's go. It is glorious, is it not? Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Alex McCarthy. Damn it, where did it go? I saw. The number one cast of the night. World's number one in super chats. Thank you, Alex McCarthy. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you too, man. Booming Bob says, so I decided to watch Snake Eyes on the ride home, and it's genuinely one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's awful. See? And we talked about that at the meetup. You get what you deserve. It's a terrible movie. I was right. Of course I was right. That Snake Eyes movie is one of the worst movies ever made. It's horrendous. It really is. But yeah, back to these Democrats and how completely broken they are. I don't know how much worse it's going to get because their rhetoric is not going to help them. Nothing they're doing right now is going to help them. This is only driving more and more and more people away It's not bringing more people into the situation. Let's see. What did Timcast like nuke his stream again? What happened? Did Tim nuke his stream again? Curtis Bartle says you're a ripoff. Well, I mean, you're definitely right. Hang on. Where did it go? I want to highlight your comment if I could find it. Oh, Milo. He had Milo on. Okay. Let's see. Damn it. Let me see. Well, I can't find your comment. Somebody says you're a ripoff, but they didn't spell your correctly. You know how it goes around here. You know how it goes around here. If you're going to talk shit, you better spell properly or I will make a lot of fucking money. This is the thing, man. Like, Tim doesn't need guests. He was on this morning. He had like 25,000 people watching him, but yet he continues to bring guests on that are going to, I think it's a marketing ploy. I really do. NBSD for 50 says, please, it's too much winning. I can't take it anymore. Is Maxine Waters Harris in 30 years? Yes, pretty much. Yes. Maxine Waters is Harris in 30 years. Yes, that's Harris in 30 years. 100%. But did he actually nuke it? I want to see. Like, is there a link to it? Let's see. Wait, hang on. Is this it? So here's the quartering. Here's the quartering. Timcast goes down again. Just get a dump button. Set it to a 15-second delay. Press it if anyone says something stupid. The risk is too much. I totally get taking it down, but you would never have to deal with the delay. Why does the quartering not understand that this is what Tim wants? Tim loves it. I'm talking about him right now. The quartering's talking about him right now. This is what Tim wants. It's a fucking marketing ploy. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, but that's what it is. So let's just call a spade a spade. My problem is that Tim tries to act like he's bigger and holier than thou than everybody else. No, you're not. You're just a YouTuber like anybody else. You're looking for clicks and views just like anybody else. That's what you're doing. So here we go. All right. So and by the way, like the rule isn't that Tim has to have better contacts at YouTube than me. Okay. But the rule kind of is like, it's usually like the first 30 minutes of a stream. Like it gets a little easier to get away with things like after the stream has started. That's kind of the general rule, but I don't know. I'm going to press play. I don't know what we're about to hear. Okay. Should I? Fuck it. We're doing it. It's muted. All right, here we go. Fuck it. We're doing it. We're not scared. We're not scared.
And while he's awaiting trial, he lives in my house for 2 years. This man, with his wife and little Niglet, and.
Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no.
This is not okay. It's just not.
Listen, I disavow. All right? I disavow.
Never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus.
Just want to make sure we stand with all marginalized communities. Okay, we love black people here at CobraCast. All right. As a matter of fact, I can offset all of this right now. I can offset Milo's word right now. Okay, look at this. I can offset it. YouTube, don't shut me down. Don't shut me down. I have black friends right here. This is from this past weekend. YouTube, I have black friends. We celebrated Black History Month together. We're good. You can't take me down. We're good. It's okay. We're good. No problem here, man. No problem. So I don't think this is an issue. Also, my boy gave me a shout out. I'm good. I got the pass right there. He gave me the pass. This shouldn't be a problem, guys. So we're good. Tim, I'll introduce you to some of my black friends. You can let Milo come on. He can say whatever he wants. Celebrate Black History Month. It's all good. All right. So there we go. So I'm not going to spend this whole fucking episode talking about Tim, but I just saw that tweet from the quartering, so I figured we'd look into it and see. Read that post. Maybe a little bit later. Maybe the locals exclusive. We'll do that. But all right, let's see where we're at. Oh man. We've got Nico for 50. Says, we need term limits on Congress and the Senate. Waters needs to go. I want to go to MegaCon one day. It looks awesome. Are the communists at Rockstar Games going to charge us $100 for GTA 6 to be woke? Also, hail the 199 and thank you, brother. Thank you. I think that they want to charge $100 for GTA 6. Whether they do or not is a whole different ballgame, but I know they want to. Will they be able to? We'll see. In terms of MegaCon, I will tell this to everybody. It's like, unless you're told otherwise, expect us to do MegaCon every single year. I mean, I've already started talking about the meetup and everything. So we're already working on that. As soon as we get the dates announced for MegaCon 2026, we're going to go ahead and start rolling all of that out. So just expect it that it's happening unless you're told different. MegaCon will be happening every year, and the meetups will be happening every year. So you got a whole year to plan this out. So let's see here. Olympian Product says, happy belated Gulf of America Day, ya fig. I was literally on the beach in Perdido Key, not far from me, when Trump signed a declaration. Great story to tell my liberal family members. Hail Trump and hail the 199. That is awesome. Perdido Key is beautiful, actually. Perdido Key is beautiful. Orange Beach is excellent too. Justin says, Maxine squatters and the Dems can't comprehend responsibility. I messed up and said school board twice. I meant school board and city board. There are elections tomorrow. My town was brought into the spotlight for bad reasons. No problem, man. It's all good. And yeah, they can't comprehend responsibility at all. It's absolutely insane. Hang on just a minute. I got to let somebody know that that I'm live. Okay, let's see here. All right. I guess probably some people are like, dude, you just got home and you're already back live. Yes, the Snake Pit demands that I'm here. All right, so I'm here. Snake Pit demands it. You got to show up when the Snake Pit calls for you. It's simple as that. Vault 95 says, so happy you're live. I was bored AF with Beanie Boy. Well, it looks like he nuked his show. So Burb Shid says, have you been misogynized by an istophobe? You may be entitled to reparations. Hey, let's go. I'm okay with that. Shorty Short says, welcome home. Thank you. I appreciate it, Shorty Short. Eric K says, almost chat. Let's see. Almost of chat needs is what? Is this what you're talking about right here? Is this what you're talking about right there? Anna Paulina Luna. Is that what you're talking about? There you go, chat. Are you happy? Are you happy? See, chat. There you go. Okay. Are you happy now? You are. Okay. I figured you would be. Kritosa says, Batman keeps lagging in the background. That's just the is it lagging? No, that's just a screen. So, Cody Gray, what's up, Cody? That's disgraceful. She should take that flag swimsuit off immediately. Absolutely. What's up, Cody? It was awesome getting to talk to you at the meetup, brother. Hella cool, man. Jay Skywalker says, hail Jeremy, hail CobraCast. Thank you. Eric K says, mod lives matter less CobraCast. Shadow says, Jessica Lindstrom is the best mod. Damn, no love for Eric K? Lady Aaron D? None of them? Mar Millen says, Trump broke these people so hard that they managed to get Democratic voters spending their tax dollars wastefully and resisting a freaking audit by the government. It really is amazing, man. Laszlo, the instigator, says Fort Bragg is back. I saw that. Pete Hegseth actually, he tweeted about it earlier today. I'll see if I can pull that tweet up. But yes, Fort Bragg is back. So America is just crushing it right now. Really now says Tim has made several announcements to sign up for membership. He alludes to a big announcement that it will grandfather you in. He is doing the same grift that created you in the first place. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. All right. He can keep doing it. I mean, we are, again, I don't know how it happened. I don't know how Geeks and Gamers and D-Day Cobra are like two of the most super chatted fucking channels in the country consistently. I have no idea. But I'll thank Tim Pool for the assist. All right. Is Quartering here? Now, I can't grift on his level. I can't do it. If you ever watch a Quartering video, man, that man, he's able to upload the video, get 150,000 views, and 7 advertisements throughout the process. Like Jedi Master level, all right? Jedi Master level. Unbelievable stuff. 1992 Space Movie says, Jeremy is a ripoff because he always takes my money and never reads my damn super chats. Hopefully, I can make it to MegaCon next year. It's just hard when I'm trucking all over the road. I hear you, brother. And again, as I always say to the truck driving working man, swig of water to the truck driving working man. We appreciate you. Is Quartering here? I haven't seen him. I saw somebody said he was in the chat though. But yeah, if you're here, your tweet is what I saw, Jeremy. When people were when I heard Tim Cass was down. Let me see. Let me go pull up the Quartering's tweet. See what he says here. Right here. Quartering is here. Okay. But yeah, right here, Tim Cass goes down again. And again, my argument is, I don't know if you were here earlier when I said it, Jeremy, but like Tim not interested in anything other than grifting off of this. There's a reason he doesn't create a Rumble account because he tries to center everything to YouTube, and then he can't claim that he needs to delete his Rumble stream when Milo or somebody says something bad, because it would be an obvious lie if he did that, because he can't go, oh, you gotta go to my website because Milo said a bad word and you gotta go to my website. And it's like, well, that's not really the case on Rumble. You don't have to worry about Rumble taking you down. So that's why it's not beneficial for him to multi-stream on Rumble, because it completely destroys his narrative about having to delete the stream. Fuck, I just played it because I have black friends. Let's do it again.
And while he's awaiting trial, he lives in my house for 2 years, this man, with his wife and little Niglet. No. YouTube. I have black friends right here, my boy. Okay. I have black friends. You can't get mad at me. You can't take me down. I have black friends. So I have the pass. Okay. I have the pass. And that's all Tim has to do. Tim, my black friends will have your back. Just give them a shout out right here. Black History Month. We're good. All right. Just let me know. By the way, the quote tweets on this tweet are phenomenal. All of them. Cole, are you here right now? All of you. This was your idea for me to do it. And everybody's like, Jeremy just gets all these black people together and uses them. That was their idea. They're like, yo, Jeremy, get your camera out. We're going to take a picture. They literally told me what to type. They told me to put the hashtag. They're the boss, not me. But no, in all seriousness, that was their idea, though. They're like, hey, do this. I'm like, all right. I mean, it's going to piss some people off, but we might as well, right? Magatron, who was at the meetup, Taylor Swift getting booed, and Donald Trump getting cheers from the whole stadium. We are back, baby. Yes, we are. America is back. The culture has shifted, and it's glorious. Let's see. Red Mage says, did you see the gift that Prime Minister, is it Ashiba, gave to Trump? A golden samurai helmet crafted in his hometown. I did not see this. When was this? His conditions were must be wearable and have lots of gold in it. Nice. I did not see this. Again, I've been traveling, so I'm way behind. So if somebody has a link to that, tag me on Twitter. I'd love to check it out. But yeah, I didn't. Let me see where we're at. Marmillin says, so on YouTube, you're able to say, see you next Tuesday. If you're in Australia, Ireland, why can't Alabama folks use the N-bomb? Then it's their culture too. I mean, maybe. All right. Eric Case in the Cobra chat. Okay. I got you. Listen, man, I got some friends on that can come on and they can say those words. I'm not allowed. Now, to be clear, from the waist down, I am allowed to say it, but YouTube's not seeing me from the waist down. So, and if they did see me from the waist down, that would be another violation on the platform. So this just opens up a big, big group of problems. So we're just going to stay away from that one. John Jones says, was great to meet you at the meetup. Glad you liked my return of the Donald shirt. Dude, that was a cool ass shirt, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Boomy Bob says, Jessica is the best mod. Give her a raise, ya fig. Grand Potato says, CobraCast is on like Donkey Kong. Darth Gavel says, Woodstock 199, 2026, IDOT 199. Zero says, Jessica mod is best mod. Mod lives matter. Beardo fat. Jessica getting a lot of love in the chat tonight, man. Look at that. Hey. All right, I do want to look at this Trump interview that I have not seen yet. So we're going to check this out. Let's hear what Trump has to say in this. I don't know if we'll listen to the whole thing, but I have only heard a couple of snippets of it. Here we go.
First days of this administration are like a no-huddle offense. You know, plays going down the field, one after another. There's a long list of things you've already got done in 3 weeks. Big border policy changes, ICE crackdowns on criminals, taking biological men out of women and girls' sports, big energy policy changes. So what's different with you and your administration? The difference between the 45th president and the 47th president?
Well, with the 45th, I had tremendous opposition. I won. I did a great job. I never ran before, and I won the presidency. But I didn't know people, and I didn't have the kind of support that I needed. I put people in office, some great, some really great ones, but I had some that I wouldn't have put. I would have, known better if it were a couple of years later, or if I had a little more experience in D.C. I was a New York person, not a D.C. person. And I had a lot of opposition. I just noticed.
Well, another thing that's different, too, outside of what he's saying, is they kind of tried to shoot him and kill him multiple times. They raided his house. They have arrested him. They've indicted him in multiple states. They've thrown literally everything at him. They've arrested his supporters. They've arrested his friends. They've arrested his people in his administration. They've targeted his family. So, yeah, he's scorched earth right now, as he should be.
I looked on the stage for the recent inauguration, and I'm looking, it's like a who's who of Washington. Well, if you look on the stage for the first one, it was just the opposite. There weren't a lot of people that were Washington people. And I had some great people, but I had some people that I wouldn't have put there. And I had opposition that I don't have now, this great unity. Even many of the enemies are already, whether they gave up and they just said, look, we're going with this guy. But I have great support in the business community, in the political community. You take a look at the Senate right now, it's like it's been phenomenal. You take a look at the House. We have our leadership in both is fantastic. We really have a tremendous momentum, and it's great for the country. And all over the world, they're talking about it. There's like a light shining all over the world. So many people have said that, not just here, all over the world.
So some of your plays have raised some questions and had some pushbacks. 19 states attorneys general filed a lawsuit, and early Saturday, a judge agreed with them to restrict Elon Musk and his team, government efficiency team and Doge, from accessing Treasury Department payment and data systems. They said there was a risk of irreparable harm. What do you make of that? And does that slow you down?
We know exactly what that means. That means they're scared. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of harm done to you guys, to you clowns. The more information that Elon gets, the more that they uncover, the more harm they're going to do to this corrupt system. That's what that means.
on what you want to do.
No, I disagree with it 100%. I think it's crazy. And we have to solve the efficiency problem. We have to solve the fraud, waste, abuse, all the things that have gone in the government. You take a look at the USAID, the kind of fraud in there,
And you
where
found
the money's
significant
going.
things.
Well, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of money that's going to places where it shouldn't be going, where if I read a list, you'd say, this is ridiculous. And you've read the same lists, and there are many that you haven't even seen. It's crazy. We're talking about hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars. It's just a fraud. It's a big scam. Now, there's some good money, and we can do that through any one of a number. I think I'd rather give it to Marco Rubio over at the State Department. Let him take care of the few good ones. But I mean, usually when you have a list like that, you'll have a couple of like bad ones and all good ones. Here we have a couple of good ones and all bad ones. Just hundreds of horrible places that they're giving this money. So I don't know if it's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific. He comes in with 100 of very smart people. You know, it started off with 12, then it went to 15, then it went to 25, then it went to 50, and everybody wants to join. And I guess you have to have an IQ of about 175 at least to do it. They're a smart group of people. They don't dress as well as you or maybe me, but they are
big balls rolling up there in an IDOT hoodie with his hat backwards, chilling. You know, he's like smarter than every single person. Big balls rolling up in there.
Are smart, and they go in there and they talk to people, and the people get all tongue-tied because they have no idea. You know, nobody thought this would be caught. And
so you'll fight this in court, but how does it work with Elon day to day? Does he come in and say, this is what I'm working on? Does he say, here's what we're doing?
He's not going to tell you that.
First of all, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's not going to tell you that.
Never really a supporter or not a supporter. He was
he's like, yeah, well, here's what happens every day, Brett. You know, Elon calls me about 7:35 in the morning. And then we kind of go over, like, of course he's not going to answer that question.
You know, sort of semi-neutral kind of a guy, not a political person, very smart, a brilliant person, and which I like. I'm a big believer in IQ points. I mean, it's a good thing. And I've gotten to know him a little bit over the last couple of years. During the campaign, he liked what I said. He went to Pennsylvania. He actually campaigned right after the rocket ship went up, where he caught it coming down, which nobody saw before. He then took off. He went to Pennsylvania. He actually campaigned for me and did a very good job. I won Pennsylvania by a lot. I won everything by a lot. But Elon, I'd say go in here because USAID, I heard very bad things about for years. I mean, you did too. I mean, I'm sure you did too.
I love how he can't not talk about the rocket ship. Like, no matter what, he has to make some type of reference towards the rocket ship that got caught. He loves it.
It's a scam. It's a fraud, a lot of it, most of it. But it's a fraud. Look at the jobs that they produce for people. I'm not even going to mention their name. It's too big a show to mention their name. It's almost unfair. But the whole thing is a giant fraud. And I think judges will have to do the right thing, really. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole big problem with the country. Now,
bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time.
You see how they're trying to get Trump to say something about trust, and he just does not even bite? Like, I don't think Brett Baier is the worst person in media. I also don't think that he's a trustworthy person either. That is 100% a ridiculous question to ask. Do you trust Elon? Of course he trusts Elon. What kind of question is that? It's such a stupid question. And legalized adulthood is here in the house with 20 gifted memberships and a proper 199. Dave Rubin called. He says he doesn't understand this new sexual position everyone is talking about. Something about doing it Doge style with some big balls. I told him to stop stiffing blow and pay attention to the current events. LFG, hail the snake pit. What's up, legalized adulthood in the house? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And those 20 gifted memberships and a proper 199. I mean, if we got a proper 199, we got to do it. We got to do it, right? Yes, we do. Here we go. Proper 199 time, because we are here to celebrate the proper 199. Everybody loves a good old 199.
Drunk 3PO's in the chat as well.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
Let's see. Thanks says Google Maps now shows Gulf of America. It does. I verified that earlier. And Jonas, what's up, Jonas? Have you taken a dip in the Gulf of America yet? Not yet, but I'm looking forward to it, man. Just feels a little bit different. It feels a little bit different, doesn't it, to say that? It's going to feel different when you're out there on the Gulf of America.
I'm to it. He's so into it. But I told him do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. And, you know, the people elected me on that. And we have a group of people that you just can't get. I mean, these are really brilliant. It's a group, I call it the group of 100. We literally started off with 14 or 15 young geniuses. Now we have 100 young geniuses. And what's happened, I'll probably get a lot from the show. People are calling up from all over the country wanting to do and wanting to help Elon. You know, they respect him and they respect me. They love what's happening with our country. But I campaigned on this, Brett.
You announced tariffs on Canada and Mexico.
To that point, ladies and gentlemen, Big Balls has arrived at the State Department. The golden age of America is going strong. Hey, how is this real life? This is from the Washington Post. A 19-year-old acolyte of Elon Musk, known online as Big Balls, is listed as having taken a new role at the State Department. Raising concerns among some diplomats about his potential access to sensitive information and the growing reach of the tech billionaire boss into America's diplomatic apparatus, said U.S. officials familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss a sensitive issue. This is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. And he's smarter than all of them. That's the funniest part. Big Balls is smarter than all of these clowns. Oh my God, I love it so much, dude.
You immediately got action from both of them on border
All right, here we
security.
They love what's happening with our country, but I campaigned on this, Brett.
You announced tariffs on Canada and Mexico. You immediately got action from both of them on border security and drug interdiction.
I did. A lot of action.
Is that good enough?
Expected.
Is that good enough?
No, it's not good enough.
So more needed in 30 days.
We have a tremendous deficit with Mexico. We have a tremendous deficit with Canada. We have a tremendous deficit with Europe, the EU. With China, I don't even want to tell you what Biden's allowed to happen with China. They're eating our lunch, and something has to happen. It's not sustainable, and I'm changing it. But when I talked about Canada, they gave us tremendous security. It started out for security, and then it started getting economic, and it's really both.
You know, the Prime Minister said this weekend to a group of Canadian businessmen, he was a private meeting, he said that your wish for Canada to be the 51st state is a, quote, real thing. Is it a real thing?
Yeah, it is. I think Canada would be much better off being a 51st state because we lose $200 billion a year with Canada, and I'm not going to let that happen. It's too much. Why would we do that? I asked Trudeau that question. I said, why would anybody want to lose $200 billion? Why would I, as president, say, I'm going to give you $200 billion a year? You're Canada. You're a different country. And I love Canada. I have so many friends in Canada, you can't count them. Wayne Gretzky, I love Wayne Gretzky. I love so many people. I love their tradition. I love their ice hockey. But why are we paying $200 billion a year, essentially in subsidy to Canada? Now, if they're a 51st state, I don't mind doing it. The Canadian citizens would have a much lower tax rate. They'd have much better medical, and they'd have military protection.
I hope Brett asks him, because I am curious. Not that I truly believe Trump wants them as a 51st state. But I am curious what his answer would be to what would happen if you're essentially adding another California to the Electoral College, Mr. President. I am curious what his answer would be. But I think this is negotiation on Trump's part. I think that Trump is putting that out there because he's trying to negotiate for a U.S. territory. That's what I think. But I mean, that's my best, guess. BMC CB says Secret Service needs to be on big balls 24/7. Let's freaking go. I love this timeline so much. Very says, you're 100% better than Tim. Also, I am sorry, but I think you missed my first super. Hail the 199, the fellowship, and God bless. Okay, bye. I still have several to get through, so I thank you, Very. I do appreciate it. I still have several to get through. John freaking Murdoch for a proper 199. Holy crap. I'm starting to think that you guys like seeing Sydney Sweeney. The State Department types just don't want big balls playing in their sandbox. Good to see you Cobra casting again. My wallet missed you. Damn it, brother. That is a hell of a super chat. And you obviously have made Sydney Sweeney very happy, which in return makes the chat very happy. The chat gets happy when Sydney Sweeney is happy. I think we're all very happy when Sydney Sweeney is happy. So there we go. So, boom. Thank you for the proper 199. We appreciate it.
Should I do it?
Do not come.
I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
I'm going to come.
All right, back to Trump.
Like nobody can have. You have Russian ships all over the place. You have Chinese ships all over the place. They're sailing all over Canada. They're sailing right next to Greenland. We're not going to let that happen to Greenland. They're sailing all over, and we're going to stop that. But if you're a Canadian and you pay much lower taxes, you have much better military protection. Canada is in default in NATO. I mean, they pay the lowest number of any country for NATO. And it's not fair. You know why they do that? Because they think America is going to protect them automatically. We can't do that anymore. But as a state, it all works great. As another country, I'm not going to do it. Now, what's going to happen if I take away the subsidy? Canada really ceases to become a viable nation.
And he knows that.
We talked about China, and that tariff is in place. You've said tariff is a beautiful word.
Well, that's just a small portion of it. I just did the China having to do with what's happening with fentanyl. That was a penalty to China because they're sending massive numbers. I mean, numbers like we've never seen before.
So more to come.
It really increased under Biden. What's happened under Biden is a disgrace. Not only the prisoners, mental patients, everybody from all over the world, not South America, all over the world, how he allowed this to happen. And when you see the great job that Tom Homan's doing and Kristi Noem and everybody else that they're doing with taking thousands of people a day out of here, and these are hardened criminals. These are murderers in many cases. Biden allowed this to happen to our country. We shouldn't have to be doing this.
You said the tariff is a beautiful word. There are some signs in the markets, consumer confidence, that they're a little jittery. So if all goes to plan, when do you think families will be able to feel prices going down, groceries, energy, or are you kind of saying to them, hang on, inflation may get worse until it gets better?
No, I think we're going to become a rich. Look, we're not that rich right now. We owe $36 trillion.
I got a couple of compilations I want to go through really quick and show you guys. So right here.
Begin tonight with Musk and Big Balls.
Big balls.
Big Balls. Big Balls, who work for Elon Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, Doge.
In the one case of the Big Balls kid, a literal teenager.
Big Balls online, Big Balls here. That Katie's talking about. A 19-year-old that goes by the username Big Balls. So that would be one way that we could refer to him.
Young computer whizzes, the aforementioned Big Balls.
Because who among us doesn't feel better about big balls in charge of American air traffic control?
Thanks for...
Dude, we are changing. Everything is changing right now before our very eyes. This is absolutely glorious and hilarious in every way possible. How is this real life? I don't know, and I don't care. I just know that it's awesome. And that's the best part of it right there. Holy crap. Yeah, we got that one. Okay. All right. Let's back to the Trump interview. Here we go.
That's because we let all these nations take advantage of us. Same thing, like 200 billion with Canada. We owe 300. We have a deficit with Mexico of $350 billion. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let that happen. In the meantime, they're building car plants in Mexico in order to sell cars in the United States. Our auto workers, look at the kind of support I had with auto workers. Republicans don't get that support. I got record support with auto workers. I won the Teamsters Union. I mean, no Republican wins the Teamsters Union. I had support like nobody's ever had because they know I'm right. So in Mexico, they're building car plants all over the place to make cars, sell them into the United States. I say, no way, you're not going to do that. We're going to put big tariffs on those cars. I don't want those cars. We can make those cars right here. You know, if you look at Canada, Canada has a very big car industry. They stole it from us. They stole it because our people were asleep at the wheel. So what happens is Canada is going to have our cars. We're going to take the car industry. If we don't make a deal with Canada, we're going to put a big tariff on cars. Could be a 50 or 100% because we don't want their cars. We want to make the cars in Detroit.
Sports has always been something that Americans rally around to come together. They really do. You won the popular vote. You won all the swing states. But still, Kamala Harris got 75 million votes in the country.
Well, if you believe the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. let's just say
it is ridiculous.
That the election was as it was.
Excuse me. There are 7 swing states. I won them all.
You did
by a lot.
But let me just get to the dismount here.
And I won the popular.
Have you thought about how to try to bring the country together, to reach out or to find common ground? Have you thought about that or how that might go?
I'd love to do it. And I can tell you, just prior to COVID coming in, we were doing so well. The greatest we've ever done. There's never been an economy like ours anywhere in the world. We were doing so well. We're eating China's lunch. I tariffed China for $700 billion over a period of years. We were doing so well. And then
gosh.
Had the COVID. We had to worry about that, and we took care of it.
All right, I see. All right, we're going to try to do this. I may have to pause this. The Fantastic Sarcastic, who made the great Drunk 3PO Bernie Sanders Canadian Bear meme. I asked him at the meetup this weekend, I said, I have this idea, all right, for a meme. And he made it. Now, it's from a movie. It's from one of my favorite movies. I specifically asked it. I haven't watched this, so I'm just seeing it now. I saw him in the chat, and he said he made it. Here we fucking go, all right? Got to meet D-Day Cobra at MegaCon this weekend. He had a meme idea he wanted brought to life. Didn't think I could do it with a laptop that I brought, but in the snake pit, we rise up. Yes! Yes!
A hero. Not the hero we deserved, but the hero we needed. Nothing less than a knife. Try.
I'll hunt you. You'll hunt me. You'll condemn me. Set the dogs.
It's as loud as I can make it.
Because that's what needs to happen. Because sometimes truth isn't good enough.
Oh my God, this is great.
Sometimes people deserve more.
Is it too quiet? Can I bump? I can bump the audio. Give me just a minute. Fantastic Sarcastic. This is amazing. I think I can bump the audio. I'd have to put it in post real quick. Or Hailstorm, can you go to his Twitter account and rip this and then bump the audio like 2 times it and put it in the CobraCast chat? And we'll play it back. But this is freaking amazing. So the Fantastic Sarcastic right here on Twitter. Oh my gosh. So freaking good. Let me see. I'm being trolled. I don't think so. It is a little low even for me in my headphones. It is a little low for me, but I'll play it anyway. But I just wanted to note that I did hear it. But this is glorious. We're starting it over. Here we go.
Whatever Gotham needs me to be. Call it in.
A hero. Not the hero we deserved, but the hero we needed. Nothing less than a knight. Try.
I'll hunt you. You'll hunt me. You'll condemn me. Set the dogs on me. Because that's what needs to happen. Because sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I fucking love this so much.
Sometimes people deserve more. Sometimes people deserve to have their faith rewarded.
Sometimes the truth isn't good enough.
Why is he running, Dad?
Because we have to chase him.
Okay, we're going in.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Because he's the hero Gotham deserves. But not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him. Because he can take it. Because he's not our hero. He's a silent guardian. A watchful protector. But not
Big balls. Holy crap. That's amazing. Great job, sir. Great job. I was like, dude, Batman has to be big balls. He's got to be talking with Elon. He's like, I'm whatever America needs me to be. Call it in. And then all the cops have to be like the mainstream media and all of that. Oh my gosh. So good. I fucking love the internet. Great job. Fantastic. Sarcastic. That's awesome right there, man. Hell yes. Love the snake pit. That's good shit.
We did a great job with it, and then it was back to business. But I would say this: we have to come together. But to come together, there's only one thing that's going to do it, and that's massive success. In my first term, when we hit that number, and I mean the day before I heard the word COVID or pandemic, they told me, sir, I think there's a pandemic. That was not a good thing. I said, tell me about pandemics. But the day before we hit that word, I had a meeting with political people and pollsters and everything else. And they said, sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln got together and ran as president and vice president, they couldn't beat you. Our economy was so good. You know that. The best ever, the best we've ever had. And everybody was coming.
You can tell Brett Baer is absolutely trying not to laugh when Trump says that. Like, look at it.
It's not a good thing. I said, tell me about pandemics. But the day before we hit that word, I had a meeting with political people and pollsters and everything else. And they said, sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln got together and ran as president and vice president, they couldn't beat you. Our economy was so good. You know that. The best ever, the best we've ever had. And everybody was coming together. I was getting a call from very liberal people, senators, congressmen, people outside, people that normally weren't speaking to me. And they were all they were coming together. Then we had the pandemic and, it was back to work. We had to do that. And, I was very proud to have handed over the country, and the stock market was higher than it was previous to the pandemic coming in. It was an amazing achievement. We did a good job, but it was a terrible thing all over the world. Think of it. Millions of people all over the world. Countries were destroyed, far worse than what happened to us. I mean, some countries were they're still suffering from the throes of the pandemic. But the word is success. Success will bring the country together, but it's hard. And I say it's hard. I just signed a bill allowing for women not to have to be punished by men in sports. In other words, men are not going to be allowed to play in sports against women. It's ridiculous. You saw, I quoted a couple of things, long distance race where the man won by 5 hours and 25 minutes. 5 hours and 25 minutes, not by 12 seconds. Boxing, you see what happens there. Weightlifting, they're setting records where hundreds of pounds more of it. It's the craziest thing. Now, we're never going to change, and perhaps they're never going to change, because I saw that after I signed the bill, the Democrats were complaining about it. They want men to play in women's sports. Open borders. I don't want to have open borders. I want to have very strong borders. I want people to come in, but they have to come in legally, and they have to love our country. They have to be capable. They have to be merit. You know, we won a big Supreme Court case. It's called merit-based. We have the right to have merit-based.
All right, let's talk about.
So it's hard to come together when you have some people want a closed border and some people want an open border. Some people want.
Hey, Brett, he's weaving. Let him weave. Shut your mouth.
Men playing in women's sports. Some people are big in transgender. The Republican Party isn't. With all of that being said, we were coming together when the country was the most successful it ever was, which was not very long ago during my term.
You say you trust Elon. I mean, you can't imagine a scenario where you would have to rail him in or set up guardrails for him.
Well, I think I have guardrails. Yeah, Elon
stupid
is somebody that I have a lot of respect for, but you have to have guardrails. He reports to me, and he's doing a fantastic job. I wanted somebody who's extremely intelligent. He's that. He's also a good cost cutter. You can't send an average person into that quagmire. It's a very dangerous quagmire. I watched some of these horrible people like Maxine Waters, real sleaze. And I watched her screaming at the security guard or whoever he was. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, that guy was badass.
Standing in front of the Department of Education. She's only looking for trouble. She's not looking to help people learn. Look, tell Maxine and all of her friends that we're last in education. Out of 40 states, we're last. We're number 40. But we're number 1 in cost per pupil. That's all you have to know. We have to make a change. I want to send education back to the states. You know, if you send education to Iowa and to Indiana and to a lot of these states that are so good, to Idaho, they have no debt, they have no crime, they have no this, they have no that. It's like perfect because the best states are, if you look at the list of the top, the best countries for education, it's Norway and Sweden and Denmark and Finland. And by the way, China's right up there in the top 5, which is pretty amazing for those that say it's too big for that. It's rated in the top 5. We're number 40. And we can have.
I love that in every Trump interview that it doesn't matter what they want to talk about. Trump is going to take the conversation in whatever direction he wants to go. You have no control. You have no power in an interview with Donald Trump. You can sit there and you can ask whatever questions you want. He's going to answer the questions that he wants to answer, and he doesn't care what you say.
If you take those states and many others, I think 35 states, they would be as good as Denmark and Norway.
Have a go on Monty.
They would be as good as
easy,
the
buddy.
number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. They'd be in there. But on a countrywide basis, I think we have 35 states would be in that category. Then you'd have 5 or 6 that would be mediocre, and then you'd have the same ones that are bad on crime and bad on everything probably would be bad on education, but they'd almost be forced to get better. But you could take New York as an example, and you don't have to do 1. You do 5 or 6. You do Suffolk County, you do Nassau County, you do Westchester County, and then you do upstate New York, and you do Manhattan. You know, you have 5 or 6 or 7. And they'd be small enough where they could really give some personalized education. Also, the spotlight would be on them. It wouldn't be a country. It would be just on Manhattan, or it would be on Nassau County or Westchester County. And if we did that, if we sent them back, our educational system would be double, and it would cost probably half. You know what, Brett? It would cost much. It would cost so little.
So that's the next step.
Have you seen how many buildings Department of Education occupies in Manhattan? And I keep saying, what do they do? It should be done locally. Also, we should have school choice.
There are a lot of hotspots around the world. I want to hit a few quickly.
Okay.
With Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, you said this.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it.
That caught a lot of people by surprise.
Yeah,
obviously.
some positive,
but even some of your supporters wondered whether that meant U.S. troops were going to have to be going into a dangerous Middle East conflict.
No trips.
So where is it today?
I've been watching 50 years, 60 years. They go in, they occupy, they get slaughtered, everything's terrible, everyone leaves, they go back. This has been going on for forever, right? Forever. Now it's essentially a demolition site. There's practically no building that's livable in the whole thing, on the whole Gaza Strip. I say we go in, we knock them all down, we just create something. No more Hamas, there's no Hamas there, there's nobody there. We move them into beautiful areas of the Middle East. I'd like to go to Egypt. They have a lot of land. I'd like to go to Jordan. I'd like to go to others. And we'll build beautiful communities for the 1.9 million people. We'll build beautiful communities, safe communities. Could be 5, 6, could be.
When it comes to this, and again, as I said many times, I'm not an expert on Middle Eastern countries, and I tend to not care about anything going on over there. And from what I know and what we've seen, and by the way, real quick, we had a 10 gifted membership over on Rumble from Dorkman. 20K gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Sorry I didn't call that out earlier. You're not going to change the behavior of some of these countries in that region. Trump said it. They've been doing it for 50 years, and they're going to continue to do it for another 50 years. Just because the U.S. goes in there, if we're just putting U.S. supplies and resources in there for what? To maintain a group of people that have always been fucking out of control? Like, it's just like the Iraq thing. You know, we went into Iraq, we got rid of Saddam Hussein, and then it got worse. Like, we should have never gotten involved in that. So, I don't know. Clearly, Trump knows more than I do, but I think that there's more to it than what he's letting on, personally, but I don't care about us being involved in Middle East disputes and all of that.
But we'll build safe communities a little bit away from where they are, where all of this danger is. In the meantime, I would own this. Think of it as a real estate development for the future. It would be a beautiful piece of land.
Would the Palestinians have the right to return?
No, they wouldn't, because they're going to have much better housing, much better. In other words, I'm talking about building a permanent place for them, because if they have to return now, it'll be years before you could ever, it's not habitable. It will be years before it could happen. I'm talking about starting to build, and I think I could make a deal with Jordan. I think I could make a deal with Egypt. You know, we give them billions and billions of dollars a year.
So when you hear the pushback from the Middle East, what do you think?
I don't hear that much pushback. A lot of people thought it was a great idea. Really, a lot of people. And I'm not talking about big money for I just think it will be stabilized if the United States owns the Gaza Strip. If people aren't living in the Gaza Strip and Hamas isn't there because nobody's there, people aren't there, nobody's going to be there. And later on, it can be developed. You'll give some to Saudi Arabia.
So you're not saying U.S. troops?
No, you don't need no, Israel will watch it because it's right next to Israel.
And what's the time frame? You have a time frame?
I would say let it start almost immediately. I would like to get some land from these others. We'll get Saudi Arabia. We'll get some of the great people. We have incredible people in the Middle East. We'll get these people to finance it. It's not a lot of money. You're talking about building 1.8 million houses. That's not a lot of people, you know, relative to other problems in the world. When you look at what's going on in Ukraine, when you look at what's going on in other places, I mean, in Ukraine, they've lost 1.5 million soldiers already between Ukraine and Russia. It's horrible.
Well, let's talk about that. I know you want a Ukraine-Russia peace deal, but how do you get both sides to the table?
I think it's going to happen. I think we've made tremendous progress in the last week. We're dealing with the Russians. We're dealing with the Ukrainians. I think there's going to be something done, I hope.
Zelensky says that he's up to doing some equity deal where you get rare earth minerals or something.
I've asked them, look, the United States is in for more than $300 billion, probably $350, and Europe's in for probably $100 billion. We're in for more than twice, maybe even 3 times what they are. This should have never happened. Biden should have never let that happen. You know, it happened with NATO when I got in and I equalized. I had it equalized and raised hundreds of billions of dollars. NATO became very rich after me. We were paying almost all of NATO. It was unfair. We take care of the military and then they take advantage of us on trade. You know, they're very tough. I'll tell you what, the EU on trade is horrible. But NATO was very unfair, and I made it fair. I said, look, if you don't pay.
Gerald Armstrong says he wants to develop Gaza to give it back to Israel. Look up Greater Israel. This is an L take by Trump. The anti-Israel crowd has made me not care about anything they have to say. Like, I don't care what the anti-Israel crowd has to say because everything is anti-Israel or everything, like everything. They blow everything out of proportion to the point where it's like, remember back in the day when the Rick and Morty fans wouldn't shut the fuck up about Rick and Morty? That's the anti-Israel crowd. I don't care. Shut the fuck up. I don't care. Like when Matt Walsh says anything critical about how the United States shouldn't be supporting other countries, the anti-Israel crowd has to make it about Israel. And then Matt Walsh clarifies for the 10,000th time that includes Israel. And then the anti-Israel crowd says, Matt Walsh is finally calling out Israel. It's like, no, Matt Walsh has specifically, and I'm not a Matt Walsh fan, by the way, but it's the behavior of the anti-Israel crowd that is just like so disingenuous with how they blow shit out of proportion. And so I just don't care. That's the whole reason. It's like Rick and Morty. I don't fucking care because you won't shut the fuck up about it. That's what the anti-Israel crowd is. They're like the Rick and Morty fans who won't shut the fuck up, to where I don't care about your stupid fucking show. I don't care about your crusade against Israel because you won't shut the fuck up. So my whole point is I don't care about the pro or the anti side. But the pro-Israel side is not nearly as annoying lately as the anti-Israel side. The anti-Israel side is almost like they're recruiting. Like, hey, Jeremy, I've got some stuff I need you to read up on about this whole anti-Israel, and you need to know what's going on with it. It's like, I don't fucking care. And the more you try to make me care, the less I care. That is how I am programmed. I am not going to be forced to care about anybody's crusade. I only care about what I care about, and I'm not going to be recruited into your bullshit. I've seen people say, Trump works for Israel. And it's like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like when it gets to that nonsensical level, it's like, I just don't even pay attention to it. So I don't care about that argument, and you're never going to make me care. In fact, you're making me care less. And I know that pisses off the anti-Israel crowd when I say I care less. And that's exactly why I say I care less, because you won't shut the fuck up about it.
We're not going to defend you. And the money came in like nobody's ever seen before.
So
the
you think there's a
Secretary
deal
General
with
just
Ukraine?
left. He said, I've never seen anything. When Trump left, all of a sudden the money started rolling in. These people were all delinquent. By the way, Canada is a very low, we were talking about Canada. Canada is just about the lowest payer in the whole thing, which is very unfair. You know why they're low payer? Because they think the United States.
And you see, there it is. Jeremy's scared of the Jews. I've literally said I don't give a fuck about Israel. But this is how the anti-Israel crowd is. They need you to be on the narrative that they need you to be on. Your words do not matter. Facts do not matter. Reality does not matter. I don't give a shit about the Jews. I don't give a shit about Israel. I've never been, and I'm never going to go. In fact, I'll donate all my super chat money to help Ben Shapiro move his fucking ass back over there, since he loves it so fucking much. As I've said many times, you love Israel so much, take your ass over there. I don't know why you're sitting here, Ben Shapiro, saying we need to be in Israel. If you love it so much, why the fuck do you live in Florida? Why do you live in Florida if Israel's so great, Ben Shapiro? But I don't give a shit about it. But I also don't care about your crusade either.
You think that's fair? It's not fair.
Yeah. Ukraine, though, you think you can get a deal? Do you keep sending American weapons until you do?
No, what I'm saying is the following. They have tremendously valuable land in terms of rare earth, in terms of oil and gas, in terms of other things. I want to have our money secured because we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars. And, they may make a deal. They may not make a deal. They may be Russian someday, or they may not be Russian someday, but we're going to have all this money in there. And I say, I want it back. And I told them that I want the equivalent.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't Trump say, and again, I know he says a lot, like, especially in the campaigning, but he made a point to say, like, day one, I'm going to have the Ukraine-Russia war ended on day one, and I need the power of the presidency. I know it's going to take more time, but sound bites like that, the left will use that one. I'm surprised they haven't jumped on it, but I'm pretty sure he said over and over and over that he will have it ended by day one. I think that's what he said.
Like $500 billion worth of rare earth, and they've essentially agreed to do that. So at least we don't feel stupid. Otherwise, we're stupid. I said to them, we have to get something. We can't continue to pay this money.
But on the Russian side, how do you get Putin? Do you squeeze him to get him to the table? I mean, how do you...
It would have, look, I say it all the time. This would have never happened if I were president. If the election weren't rigged, this would have never happened. And let's see whether or not Fox lets you put that in, okay? If the election weren't rigged, do you hear me, rigged? Let's see. I mean, this would have never happened.
Rigged.
It wouldn't happen with Putin, and October 7th would have never happened either. Iran was broke. They were down to their last very small amount of money. Now they have $350 billion, but they have other problems. And, let's go back over there because I'm the weaver. I'm the great weaver. You know that,
Trust
right?
me.
Okay? I'm the great
I
weaver.
get it.
Somebody said, oh, he rambled. No. Only the fake news says that. To weave, you have to be brilliant. To ramble, you don't have to be brilliant.
I just get back in the weave there.
No,
I
but,
had to get you back there.
but I like the weave because it covers a lot of territory and it covers it much more quickly. But if you look at October 7th, Hamas had no money because Iran wasn't able to pay them. Iran had no money. They were down, I had sanctions on them, tremendous sanctions. China wasn't buying oil. I told China, if you buy oil from them, you can't do business with the United States. They took a pass. They were down to nothing. Now they are up to a tremendous amount of money.
You think there's a deal there in Iran?
Yeah, I think we're going to make a deal in Iran. I would rather, okay, and there are a lot of people think that we are going to.
The amount of shit that this dude has working right now is kind of insane. I was talking about this when I was at MegaCon with people, and I'm like, I can't keep up with the 78-year-old man. I can't keep up with him on a day-to-day basis. There's so many things coming out. There's so many things that are in the works. There's announcements being made. He's traveling here. He's traveling there. He's doing a press conference here. He's doing a press conference there. We've got nominations and confirmations and executive orders. It's absolutely freaking crazy, the amount of moving parts right now that he has going on. And I guess what's today's February 10th, right? So, I mean, we're just barely into like a month into this thing, pretty much. Not even a month yet. This is crazy. And it's just nonstop. This is what the next 4 years is going to be. This will be the next 4 years. Every single day, something else will be happening. Some crazy announcement, some crazy thing is going to happen. Every day. It's nonstop.
To attack.
Or Israel,
Iran.
with our blessing.
Or Israel. But Israel needs us. Everybody needs us. We have the weapons. We have the strength. We're very strong. I rebuilt our military. People forget, I rebuilt our military. Now, they shouldn't have given a lot to Afghanistan, which they did. They gave a lot. There was no reason for that. But we're very strong. We have things that nobody else has. So they need us. But everyone thinks Israel, with our help or our approval, will go in and bomb the hell out of them. I would prefer that not happen. I'd much rather see a deal with Iran where we can do a deal, supervised, check it, inspect it, and then blow it up or just make sure that there's no more nuclear. That we just
a better deal than the Obama nuclear deal.
Well, that was the dumbest deal. By the way, that would have expired by now. That was a road to a nuclear weapon. It was a short-term deal.
This isn't Hayden freaking Wayne for 50. He says, unfortunately, my airline was late and I missed a connecting flight. I'm currently stuck in an airport halfway home. Had a great time hanging out with you all wonderful people in Orlando. Hail the 199. Dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. Flying sucks. It really does. It's necessary. So I know that. I mean, everybody can't drive like I do. I totally understand that. But it does suck, man. I hope everything's okay. Did they at least hang on? So let's see. Now, are they giving you are you able to get a hotel or something like that, man? Because that's crazy. I hope you're not just gonna have to sleep in the freaking airport. That would be a disaster. Jeez. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking to see if he's still in the chat right now, but that does suck. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Bro drives like John Madden. John Madden famously did not like to fly. That is true. That is true. Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that, Hayden, brother. Keep us updated.
You can make a deal with just a few years on it. That deal would be expired by now. Think of it. And they would have a legal right to have a nuclear weapon.
I will drive to Vegas in April.
You cannot allow Iran, or just about anybody else, by the way, but especially Iran, because they are very militant. I mean, they're very, very militant.
You did? Okay. All right, Hayden, cool.
Weapon. But
glad to hear that,
there's
brother.
two ways of stopping them, with bombs or with a written piece of paper. And I'd much rather do a deal that's not going to hurt them. And I think they wanted to. I think that Iran is very concerned. I think that Iran is very frightened, to be honest with you, because their defense is pretty much gone. Maybe they're trying to get new defense as we speak. They're meaning air defense. but their defense is largely gone. They've had some very bad moments. The whole thing with the pagers was a disaster for them. The pagers, you know what I'm talking about. It was a horrible.
Again, I don't really care about Iran. I really don't give a shit as long as they're not affecting us. I don't really care what they're doing.
Thing, but it was, you know, it knocked out a lot of leadership like nobody's ever seen before. But I think Iran is very nervous. I think they're scared. I think Iran would love to make a deal, and I would love to make a deal with them without bombing them.
So Iran, you think a deal's possible. China, you're saying maybe there's a deal possible? Have you talked to President Xi?
I think that China is so economic. It's so trade-based.
Well, I know they've even got, like, I guess reportedly, and I don't know how much legitimacy there was to it, but there were attempted. It's hard to know if, like, the threats that Iran were making, if that was legitimate or if that was some bullshit. I don't know the answer to that question. But I know there are, and how much do they even owe us? I don't even know. I think it's a lot.
And look, Biden allowed China to go crazy. And we have a deficit with China of over $1 trillion a year. Can you believe it?
They said it was legit. Did Iran
with all of
confirm it?
that said, China needs us because they take out so much money out of the United States. We're not going to let them take out the kind of money they're taking out now, but we're going to let them take out money, and they're going to do very well. And we want them. I happen to like him a lot, President Xi. Yes. I love talking to him.
Since the inauguration.
Yeah, and I've talked to him.
I
And
love
talk to his
talking
people
to him.
too. His people come in all the time. We have a very good personal relationship. You know, I don't want to sound foolish because
you had him here, Mar-a-Lago.
I had him here. I know him very well. I know him probably better than just about anybody in various parts of the world. I know Kim Jong-un from North Korea better than anybody. Most people never even will ever get to talk to him.
I was on that trip. I know. I remember it well.
You can attest to it.
I want to just hit on a couple other things. You had Republican senators here at Mar-a-Lago. They're in kind of a back and forth with the House about the one big beautiful bill, the two bills.
But not much, Brad.
Has anybody figured
First
it
of all,
out?
I have
Have
to
you
tell
decided?
The relationship is incredible. We had about 50 of them here last night for dinner at Mar-a-Lago. I think.
You know what's ridiculous is that I don't recall any president ever getting questioned the way he gets questioned, even though he's willing to do more interviews than any president. None of them get grilled on all of this shit like he does. None of them. Go back to George W. Bush, go back to Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, obviously Joe Biden. None of them get, and he just sits there and deals with it. But the media is so fucking terrible in every way possible, and it pisses me off.
John Thune is doing a fantastic job. And I think that the speaker, Mike Johnson's doing a fantastic job. I think Mike has even a harder job because he's got literally.
Trump doesn't seem to mind. No, and in fact, I think Trump likes it. I think Trump enjoys the back and forth.
Actually, it's probably 5 if you really think about it. But right now it's about 2 or 3 or something. That's pretty tight. And but there's.
Tyler is unsubbing and he's letting me know. Hang on. Where's Tyler? Hang on. That's not it. Where did it go? D-Day Cobra, bro, he's just asking questions. How harder can you suck it? I'm unsubscribing right now. I can't do it anymore. Tyler, I understand. Tim Pool is live right now. He's live on his website. All right. Mods, drop a link to Tim Pool's website. You can go right now and you can pay Tim Pool. Okay. You can pay him to have the privilege to comment on his video on his website. I'm not bullshit. Mods, drop a link to Tim fucking Cast right now, members. Okay, Tyler, we're gonna hook you up, brother. All right, Tim is gonna take care of you. Don't ask him about Jack Murphy. Don't ask him about Eliza Blue, and you'll be good. Tim will take care of you, buddy. Okay, and he'll be sure to tell you how Trump is terrible if the winds blow a different direction. Right now, he's gonna tell you Trump is great because he has to. But as soon as things go in a different direction, Tim will certainly tell you Trump is bad.
There's great unity in both the House, and there's great unity in the House and the Senate.
There's a link right there at timcast.com. Go subscribe right now.
I made a speech, and it was actually, I think, on television. I said, if the press wants to stay, I couldn't care less. I think it was probably on to a large extent. There was a great love and respect and unity in that room last night. And we had, I guess, close to 50 senators there. We had a couple couldn't make it for other reasons.
So you think the process doesn't matter? Eventually you're going to get there one way or
I
another?
believe we are. We have a very dangerous thing that was given to us, unfortunately, and very foolishly, called debt ceiling. And the debt ceiling, I call it 1929 because, you know, bad things can happen. It should be just psychological, but it's really probably more than that. We shouldn't have had it. It shouldn't have been ours. It should have been theirs, but somebody made a bad mistake, a stupid mistake, actually. And we inherited. But I can't imagine the Democrats don't want to take care of the debt ceiling because that's, that could be an explosion, the likes of which we've never seen. And I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it's very important that we do the tax bill, and I can't see the Democrats giving people the largest tax increase in history. So we have to extend it and I think make it better, make it even more productive. You know, we can do things that we did even.
I was talking to someone, I was talking to Drinker at the meetup, actually. I was telling him how I was having another conversation with a content creator, a big content creator that we were talking on Discord because this YouTuber really wanted to have a conversation with me and really wanted to be on a stream with me. And I was not interested. I straight up told them this person has millions of subscribers. And I politely in the DM just said, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't care to collab with you. And it kept coming back with like, hey, man, I'm just trying to talk. You know, I said, listen, I straight up don't care to talk to you. Days passed, and finally I was like, I agree to jump on a Discord call. And this person straight up, like within the first 10 minutes of a 3-hour conversation, says, hey, Jeremy, I really need to know, like there's just, and he didn't mean this like disrespectfully. It's going to sound disrespectful to like the majority of people watching me right now because you know how retarded this question is, but like he didn't mean it disrespectfully. This is his warped worldview. He's like, how much of your day-to-day life centers around Donald Trump? That's what he asked me. I'm like, what the fuck? And this is exactly what I said. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is such a dumb question. The reason that I am okay, so let's strip all the bullshit away, okay? Am I a fan of Donald Trump? Yes. Am I a very strong supporter of Donald Trump? Yes. Did I vote for Trump in 2016? Yes. Did I vote for him in 2020? Yes. Did I vote for him in 2024? Or would I vote for him? Yes. Okay. The reason that I am so overwhelmingly pro-Trump, especially on social media, is it triggers people like you. That's what I said to him. When I turn the camera off and I go about my life, yes, I pay attention to the news. I don't have a Trump bumper sticker. I don't have Trump signs in my front yard. And I don't generally talk about politics with my family. I follow it because I'm interested in it. I support him because I think he's the best person for this country. But that's generally how it goes. Now, are there some Trump supporters out there that are over the top? Of course. That doesn't make them wrong. But the vast majority of people out there support Donald Trump because he's the best person for the job. It's simple as that. It's nothing to do with anything else other than he's the best person for the job. He's very entertaining. He's very fun to listen to and watch. He's got a magnetic personality. But the fact that you think that my life, my entire day-to-day life of everything I do is centered around Donald Trump just shows how fucked up your worldview is and the people you're surrounding yourself with. It's so weird. You know what I mean? But that's the left. That's people that are on that side of the argument. That's how they think. And they think about that. And this is why I like going over the top on that because it does trigger them. Like the other day, I put out this post on Twitter about the Super Bowl. And I specifically put King Trump in I said right here, Taylor Swift watching her boy lose while King Trump is in the house is absolutely glorious. Go look at the replies. Holy shit. I can't believe you called him King Trump. Good Lord, man. I do it to piss you off. I like triggering these people. It's very fun. Now, do I want Trump to be king? No. Do I think there's a realistic possibility that he's going to try to seek a third term for back-to-back terms, I think that he's going to look into it. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think he's going to look into it.
Even better than we did during the Trump tax breaks.
And you want to raise defense spending?
We want to raise defense spending. I think we have to have it. One of the reasons I can speak with authority is we really do have amazing military, but they're also getting bigger. One of the things I'll be doing with President Xi and with Putin and everybody else is saying, let's ease up on all this, building all of this, the bombs. We're talking about massive amounts of money, $900 billion. It's interesting. Russia was spending about $57 billion prior to the war, and China about $200 billion. We were about $715. So we always spent more. Doesn't mean we got better. We have better equipment than anybody else. Nobody has even close to us. But it's crazy to spend the money on things that hopefully aren't going to be used.
I mean, the tough part is that if you don't want to cut entitlements and you do want to add to defense spending and you want to eliminate taxes on tips and you want to make the 2017 tax cuts permanent, that's a lot of money.
But we're going to take in tremendous amounts of money on tariffs.
Yep.
We're going to have tariffs. We're going to take in tremendous amounts of money.
And you think Doge is going to make up some difference?
Not Doge. Well, Doge is going to make up a lot, but that's unrelated to tariffs. It's not fair that other countries have really taken advantage of us, and it's our leader's fault, but I'm a different leader. It's not fair that other countries have taken advantage of us for so many years, and now all of a sudden we're not allowed to have tariffs, but they've had tariffs for years. They've done this to us for years, and we haven't. And I think reciprocal tariffs, I'll be talking about it. I think probably on Monday or Tuesday, I'll have a whole big thing. We have a very sophisticated plan. I want to have tariffs separately from that on steel, on autos, on semiconductors and chips, and probably pharmaceuticals.
And you're not worried that any of that's going to go back to the consumer?
It might, but it's ultimately going to be much less expensive. I'll give you an example. The so-called fat drug or fat shot, whatever it's called, Ozempic or Mounjaro. In London, you get it for $88. In New York, you get it for $1,200. You can't even buy it. It's very unfair. The identical package made in the same factory, shipped to different places, but made literally in the same factory. In London, it's $88, and in New York, it's $1,200, and you can't get it. And the reason is because everything's added on to the United States because the United States has been too nice. I had transparency done, and Biden canceled it. Transparency would have solved that problem. But I'm going to solve it one way or the other, including, they have a certain thing like rent control in New York, and I don't like that. But
I don't like that. We got ABF.
Who the fuck is Alec Baldwin's finger?
That's one of my favorite clips. I love that clip. What's up, Alec Baldwin's finger in the house? Good seeing you at MegaCon, brother. It was awesome. We're gonna finish this Trump thing up, and there's something else I want to talk about that broke like several days ago, and I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet. So let's finish this up, and then we're gonna move to this next story.
At some point, it's not fair that other countries. You go to Canada, all of the drugs are much less expensive. I suggested that some of the governors should go buy their drugs in Canada and send them back to here. It's very simple. So I think we're going to do some amazing things, really amazing things.
Last thing, you have a lot of things on your plate that you're going to do. But right now...
Well, one thing I did last night that's very powerful, really, the straw. They gave us a paper straw. It melts. It's horrible. They should make it in flavors because by the time you finish, it is so horrible. I ended the paper straw. We're going to go back to plastic.
That might be a 90-10 issue.
It's about a 99.
No one loves the
but I took it out.
straw.
This was a Biden issue, big Biden issue. I'm sure Biden really knew.
You don't
Somebody
think
put things in front of him and signed whatever they did. I think you're right. It's at least a 90% issue.
Right now, do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting.
It's way too early.
By the time we get to the midterms, He's going to be looking for an endorsement.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that this has been the greatest opening, almost 3 weeks, in the history of the
It's
presidency.
definitely been the fastest and the most stuff
Well,
happening.
we've done so much so fast, and we really had to, because they have really, what they've done to our country is so sad. It's so sad. We're going to be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
Mr. President, we appreciate all the time. Thank you.
I think that people are probably going to make a big deal of that about his answer on JD Vance. I think that's ridiculous, though, for people to make a big deal of it. I think that that's not something he's just going to entertain right now. It's not necessary. We're a month in to his presidency. It's not time to answer that question. But here's what I wanted to talk about, because I think this is legit and I think it's laughable. Casey DeSantis is considering a run for Florida governor. The possibility has to be taken seriously at this point. I think she would easily win with a respectable campaign. I disagree. Casey is one of the most skilled people I've ever seen in politics. I disagree. I hate this idea. I think she will get crushed by Byron Donalds. There's no chance that she, like, I do think she wants to run. From everything we've heard, Casey DeSantis is a very, very, very controlling person. She was very involved in the DeSantis presidential campaign. And yeah, I think this is a terrible idea. So it's Ron DeSantis' wife, people are asking. So let me see. Oscar said, what did he say? What'd you say, Oscar? I'm talking shit. Here we go. DJ Crow will only read your chat if you send money. What a cash coward. Yet I read your comment. Holy fuck, I owned you multiple levels. Your chat is free, and I highlighted it, meaning I was reading the chat when it came in. And I proved the comment wrong by highlighting your comment. Fuck. That is like a double whammy for you, bro. And you know what's about to happen? Because I highlighted your comment and roasted you, somebody else is going to send me a super chat. This is like a grand slam for me. Like, dude, like this is a big win for me. All right. I appreciate your comment. I was able to grift off of it. So I do appreciate it. So that's a big win. Laughing Man. Jeremy never reads my super chats. I got to hang out with Laughing Man at Universal Studios. That's right. Got to hang out with Laughing Man at MegaCon. It was super freaking cool. But Jimmy Ray says, jokes on you, Oscar. He doesn't read my super chats. Jeremy won bigly. Weaved that grift. That's right, man. You got to. Jalen says, just say you're kidding, then he'll gift. That's right. Or I'll grift. That's right. Just say you're kidding, Oscar. Oscar, if you say you're just trolling, that means I have to donate. Oscar, I'll drop 20 gifted memberships if you say you were just trolling me. If you say that I just got trolled by you, I have to drop 20 gifted memberships. That's the rule. I don't make up the rules. I just have to follow them. Oscar, just say you were just kidding, buddy. Just say you were trolling. That's all you got to do. Where you at, Oscar? Come on. Oscar. He says I rolled. I think you meant trolled. Fuck. We're going to have to make an executive decision. Did he actually mean troll? Did he forget the T? Did he forget the T? Did he forget the T? I think he forgot the T. We're going to have to make an executive decision here. Hold on. I'm getting word right now. Call on the field. Overturned. It has been determined that Oscar meant to say, I trolled. 20 gifted memberships rewarded to the chat via the host of the show, D-Day Cobra. I'm going to do it on the computer. Hang on. I got to pull the stream up. Fuck. All right, Oscar, you trolled me. Even if you weren't really trolling me, we're just going to call it a troll. So Oscar, good job, buddy. So 20 gifted memberships rewarded to the chat because I got trolled. There we go, right there. Boom. And there you go. I am in debt to all of you. There we go. You did it, Oscar. Good job. Good job on the trolling, Oscar. All right. That's wasted enough of my fucking time and money. There we go. All right. Back to the Casey DeSantis situation, though. Yeah, I think she 100% wants to. I think that she will get crushed. I think she will get crushed if she actually tries to run, because I think Byron Donalds is far and away the better option. Far and away the better option. And I think Byron Donalds will be the next Florida governor. So I guess we will see. All right. So we are back. It's been a while, but like I said, to recap in the beginning, I spent the last week in Orlando for MegaCon. We had a great time, and I appreciate everybody that turned out. Right here, Super Bowl crowd boos Taylor Swift. Let's check this out.
A lot of people are saying, hey, this is politics. I don't agree with that at all. Taylor Swift rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. Majority of the fans in the stadium were Philadelphia Eagle fans. They're booing her, in my opinion, to a large extent. The majority of them are because she's the girlfriend of a Kansas City Chiefs player. I also think, so that's number one, why she got booed. I also think a secondary aspect here, for those who were not fans of either team, a lot of people are just tired of 2 years of incessant Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce relationship coverage. Oh, she's always in the suite. Everybody's reacting to her. I think a lot of people are just over the story. They feel like it has been overplayed. Third, there may have been some people reacting because Trump was cheered and they disagree with the politics of Taylor Swift, who endorsed Kamala Harris in the immediate aftermath, if I remember correctly, of the first debate. So I think there were three factors.
I think Clay is he's pretty spot on. What I will say about it is, at its core, I mean, let's be real. All right. It really is like, it depends. Like, listen, we have a great chat here. We obviously have a great, chat on the Geeks and Gamers streams, all of that. When you're not in your element, then you're going to have a different opinions on things. So like, go to, I don't know. I haven't looked at the Friday Night Tights comments. I actually, because last week I actually co-hosted Friday Night Tights and, covered for Gary because he had a family tragedy. I'm sure there's people in those comments, because every week there's people that hate me in the comments of Friday Night Tights. 20,000 people watch that show. That's just how it is. Like, some people aren't going to like you. Taylor Swift is a fucking pop star, predominantly female audience, and she's treated like royalty at an NFL football game for the last 2 years. People don't like her at NFL games. It's fine if she shows up to the game, but when she's featured at the games over and over on the telecast and in the stadium, yeah, people are tired of that shit. People are just done with her. I think it has less to do with politics and more to do with it. She's just insufferable from a football fan perspective. It's just like if Trump goes to a fucking Taylor Swift concert, he's going to get booed because it's a bunch of left-leaning women that aren't going to like Trump. So that's all it is. And I responded to what's her name from Outkick. What's that chick's name? The blonde chick, the conservative chick, whatever her fuck, Tommy Lahren, is that her name? And I responded to her because she was crying about it right here. So here she is. I know I see this differently than a lot of my conservative friends, but I didn't like, nor do I celebrate the booing of Taylor Swift. What did she do to any of y'all? I get that she endorsed Kamala, but that's her right. Are we supposed to hate someone because we have different political opinions? Overall, she is a wholesome and talented performer who, by all accounts, is kind to her crew and is a nice person. I don't celebrate that kind of thing, big dude, just because she voted for someone I didn't like. Get the fuck out of here. So I responded, and I'm like, women can't handle sports. This is another example. People get booed at sports games. Go make a sandwich or something. That's it. Like, Jesus, it's booing. She's getting booed at a fucking game. People get booed and cheered at football games all the time. This is literally what fans do. Making a big fucking deal of it is so female behavior. Like, it's just typical woman behavior. Like, oh my God, they're booing. It's so harmful. No, it's not. It's literally what fandom is based on. We're in the attitude era, baby. So take that nonsense somewhere else. I can't stand for someone booing. Oh my God. Shut up. Make a sandwich. Make yourself useful. Put on an apron and nothing else and make a fucking sandwich and you'll be very useful, Tommy Lahren. All right? Jeez. I don't support the booing of a person who's a billionaire. Oh my God. I'm sure Taylor Swift has lost all sleep because she got booed at a fucking football game. Ugh, she's so annoying. All right, I got to catch up on Super Chats. We got quite a few. Tommy, for 1999, says mainstream media reading a ridiculous username, Big Balls, is a dream to the moderate right who already think MM is a joke, constantly pearl clutching, complete nothing burger. Nobody cares. Also, good smoke screen for Doge. Absolutely. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate it, brother. Okay, there's a lot of super chats. Poor me, right? Poor me. Oh my God, such a tough life I have. Kingdom Hearts Gamer, please don't boo me. Guys, I don't want anyone hurting my fucking feelings, okay? God. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says, it was great for me and my parents to have met you and your team. That is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I remember because you told me your username. I remember meeting you. Yeah, a few people came up to me like, hey, I'm Jim. I'm like, hi, Jim. And then they would say their username. And I go, oh, you. Okay. When you say the username, I'm like, oh, okay. Grand Potato says, hail the 49 known. I agree with Jay. Don't we all? Biggest Bally's for a $2. Thank you. Joey says, hail to 199. I didn't make it to MegaCon, but looking forward to Vegas. Do you know what time frame it will be so I can put time off work? I mean, it's going to be late January, early February, probably, unless they make some random change, but it should be around the same time frame as it is now. So Bradman says, this is officially Jer Homie's first ever super chat. You're welcome. Look at that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jeremy the Cyborg says, I was wondering where you put the Jeremy Mini from Hero Forge. He's probably back over here. I've got another setup in my room. I'll have to double check and see. I'll follow back up with you on that one, Jeremy the Cyborg. And of course, my Stone Cold vest. I was thinking of putting my Stone Cold vest on my Trump stand-up that I have. We might do that for another stream. Very says, hey, Jeremy, how was it riding a bike with a seat? Bought a fucking seat to the meetup. Loved meeting y'all. Hail the 199 and the fellowship. God bless. Thank you. Basket City, thank you for becoming a member. Modelicious says, Tiger King is back in the news. Apparently, he didn't do any of the things he was in prison for, and he has receipts. What? Really? Oh, MegaCon is next year, March 19th through 22nd. There you go. So is it already set up? Then that's the dates. March 19th through the 22nd next year, ladies and gentlemen. Tiger King is back in the news. Holy shit. Dragon Dance says, bars make music loud on purpose for drink purchases. Yeah, I hear you. Aaron James says, I super chatted $99.99 during the panel stream for somebody to ask this question. Jeremy, why are you gay? Then Cam Man says it's not live. I saw your super chat come in, Aaron James. I saw it. I did. I saw your super chat come in. I'm like, damn it, we're not live, brother. Eric is his first time super long time listener. I hope to meet you at the next meetup. It was such an honor. You are king among streamers. Stop complimenting me with your sarcastic bullshit, Eric K. We don't like compliments here. Thank you. Vol95 says, glad you won't take 15 pee breaks like Beardo 199. Hey, man, we're 2 hours in. I haven't taken any yet. Webhead Mike says, MegaCon Universal, the meetup, and the Super Bowl was stellar. Wife and I driving back Philadelphia now. Hope Beardo gets mileage out of the book. Hey, man, have a safe trip back, and I appreciate you. Ministry of Wrong Things says, the media cited Russia paying $100K in Facebook ads as proof of interference in 2016, but now they're defending Politico getting $8 million annually. I know, isn't it interesting how that works? It really is. Unbelievable. Theodore says, did you see the 2009 Elizabeth Warren Michael Moore video of her asking for an audit? Somebody tagged me in an Elizabeth Warren video earlier. I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I can check that out. JT, oh my God, here we go. The Shining 1980 is another iconic movie where every time I watch this, I notice something new. I'd be into a remake and remake out session with my mom while watching it, to be honest. My GMA tastes better. What? What? Cole Hauser says, I did initiate the picture and the Black History Month. I gave you another pass on X. Praise Allah. Let's freaking go. I told you, man. Wasn't my idea. And I mean, how toxic of me would it be of me to tell my black friends that they can't have any say-so in what I post on Twitter? That would be racist, and I am not a racist. Marmillan says, 2021, okay, class, open your history books to chapter 23. Big balls in the State Department reorganization. Yes. Ministry of Wrongthink with a 3-parter. Lotus Eaters did a video on Girl Boss Judge Ruins Delaware. An activist Delaware judge awarded a single Tesla shareholder and their lawyers $5 billion after they disagreed with the deal. The majority of shareholders agreed with Elon. This now sets a legal precedent that I'm singing me Delaware, right? Delaware company shareholders have no majority power, and they're forcing their companies to leave if Elon loses the appeal. So guess what Elon is doing? Not appealing. He called the judge's bluff and is now letting her sit with the bag. The judge fucked around and found out. Hell yeah. Let's freaking go. Thank you, Ministry of Wrongthink. The 3-parter. I didn't hear about that one. I'll have to look into that one. I didn't hear about it. Marmilla says, everyone had a dumb username as a young teen to maybe get attention locally is laughing their asses off. Yes, it's glorious. Forrest Geek says, Jeremy, you'll love the Trump video, mate. I did see. I know you're spamming me with it. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to it yet. I know I'm killing you with it, but I know you'll love it. It's in your DMs called Republicans and Democrats. Sorry if I spammed it. Hail the one, and I never apologize. I kept telling you to spam it, so we'll see if we can get around to it tonight. I'm way behind, but we'll see. Marmillan says, that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, it's about time we do something different there. Mike Zero sources a permanent place for Hamas supporting Palestinians is the shadow realm of Mike Zero's house. Has Mike blamed the Middle East on Kathleen Kennedy? Probably at some point he will. Dank with a 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Modalicious. It's funny how Dems complain about him not doing a few things when he's done more than the Biden administration did in 4 years. We haven't hit day 30. He isn't done pushing their poop in. No, he's not. Basket City says it was a pleasure to meet you in person, and the meetup was awesome. Thank you. I'm so happy that so many people walked away very happy with the meetup and the con. Man, it was great. Spike's best suit with the gifted membership. Thank you. Appreciate that. Harley Dave says, Jeremy, it's because they've been instructed to hate him. America loves this man. Why would people want to hide corruption when Big Balls comes to town? I know it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good to see you, Harley Dave. Eric says, Jeremy will read Oscar's free comment, but he won't read this. What a fig. I bet he loves Trump too. Oh, man. I love the internet. Harley Dave says D-Day Cobra only reads your chat if you send him money. What a cash coward. A cash coward. You said chash. I was like, what? Cash coward. Am I a cash coward? I'm okay with that. D-Day Cobra with 20 gifted memberships. Let me see. Aaron J says, I sent the $99.99 to the MegaCon panel stream and it was never read. Cam informed me it was a pre-recorded, but thanks for the super LOL. I'm laughing because I had a low IQ moment. Yeah, man. Again, like I said on your other super chat, I read that when I was like, damn it, I feel bad for him. Piano D says, I watched the game with angry Chiefs fans who did not take the loss well. Let's just say it may be technically legal to eat an eagle, but I'm old-fashioned and I just don't think you should do it. Thank you. Aaron Alexander says, Taylor Swift is another long house. Harridan. She deserved every one of those boos. Good to see you at the meetup. And did you get the email I sent? I don't know. If you sent it in the last couple of days, probably not, because I've been so busy. I'm just catching back up on everything. But I will look. Nico says, Taylor Swift and feminism are ruining America. It's time to repeal the 19th. And Tommy Laren's husband must be miserable around her. I feel sorry for the man. Black pilled moment. I'm going a full incel. I've never liked Tommy Laren. She just annoys the living shit out of me. I just don't like her. I don't think she's genuine. I don't think she's authentic. Buster Nut Smash says, had a great time meeting you all in person and meeting some of the new and old friends. I got tore up from the floor up on Saturday night, but made it back to my hotel with my phone, wallet, and kidneys intact. Hail the 199. Great meeting you too, man. I'm glad you made it back okay too. That's always a concern when you have meetups like that. That's always a concern. Let's see where we're at here. Sola Felix says Fig doesn't drive around. He gets around on Mr. Garrison's It invention from South Park. The Entity episode also thought Mohap might have got you. Nope, not yet. Been dodging it. Darth Manic says God is good. Trump is president. Wars are ending. Doge is thriving. Chiefs lost. Life is great again. I'm so fucking happy the Chiefs lost. I'm so happy. Chris says, went on Sunday with my son hoping to catch any of you, but didn't see anyone. Didn't find your booth. Disappointed because I wanted to shake your hand. I wasn't there Sunday. Drinker was there Sunday, and he was at the Ripaverse booth. But yeah, I wasn't there Sunday, but Drinker was. And Drinker told me there was a ton of people there. I'm sorry you couldn't make it, man. I'd love to have had a chance to shake your hand and meet you, man. But MegaCon next year. MegaCon next year. AJ says Trump just named a body of water. Exactly. The Gulf of America. Alex McCarthy says Ripa haters love me. I saw that one, man. They were going off on you, brother. Sandstorm says thanks, Geeks and Gamers, for all the photos, new vids on my IG. Let's freaking go. Look at Jay. Look at that 199 hat on Sandstorm right there. MAGA Sandra. Your Barmy says please show us the crowd. What crowd? I don't know what crowd. I showed the crowd earlier at the panel. I don't know what you're talking about, though. Paint Trump says, hey, Jeremy, had a great time at my first meetup. Appreciate all of you guys. Even Jay, who said he ruined my hat after I asked him to sign it. Freaking Jay. Well, thank you. It was an honor meeting you as well. Modalicious says, wow, Whitney Houston really let herself go. Eric says, a vote for Trump was a vote for Elon. What don't these people understand about that? I know. Fentanyl Floyd says, Dems defending taxpayer waste and fraud is a terrible strategy. What idiot is advising them? Give them a raise. 100%. Shorty Short says majority of Americans want to end for all foreign aid. I know I do. I think all foreign aid, including Israel, just so I have to put it up there. I don't want America just having blind foreign aid for anybody. We have enough problems here that we don't need to be dealing with that. We just don't. And if you want to make that criticism of Trump, I have no problem with that. My problem is this mindset. I have said 1,000 times, I don't know anything about the Israel conflict and all that shit, and I don't care. But people want you to get involved in it. And anytime somebody needs me to think like them, I automatically just reject it because I don't like that. I don't like that mentality. But, I mean, I've never been to Israel, never going to go to Israel. And I would rather America focus on the fact that we have a lot of problems here. That's me. That's what I voted for anyway. James Bender for a 199. Thank you. Modalish says this whole Doge versus Dems thing has cheating spouse who doesn't want you to look at their phone vibes. That's very true. That's very true. Dank Prometheus says Tim nuked right at the end. Milo was being massively racist. What do you expect when you bring Milo on? You know what I mean? Like I think Tim's full of shit. So. Salvatore Babones says, thanks for everything you do. Keep up the great work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Keck Lord Graces, Tim did the entire show. No shutdown. I watched. So he didn't shut it down. I'm getting different reports here. Beastie Man says LGBTQAnon. Forsky says, safe to say I didn't see the piglet word coming. Eric K says, Jeremy paid them to take a photo of him. Lies. Golf and Gun says, Milo said Jeremy is a figlet. Jason Becker says, I think the beef between Jeremy and Tim is like the posturing over bunk beds and stepbrothers. There's really no beef. There's me who knows who Tim is and needs to use Tim's name so I can get clout. And then there's Tim who has no idea who I am. That's the reality of it. That's the truth. Tim has no idea who the fuck I am, and he doesn't care. That's the truth. And a lot of people go, Jeremy, just watch it. Like, there's no beef. It's just memes. We're just I just meme on Tim. He's got a bigger following. I think he treats his fans like shit, and I take offense to him treating his fans like shit, so I meme on him. That's the extent of the beef right there. Eric K says, show the Maxine Waters picture. I made the mods. I don't think anybody wants to see the Maxine Waters picture. Theodore Herrera says, hey, Jeremy, did you see the Elizabeth? Yeah, I need to look that up, but I looked that. Somebody tagged me earlier, though. Mitchell Field says, truck driver here, but water, never tried that stuff. Hey, swig of water for the working man, and that's all you got to do, all right? Eric K says, Jeremy loves paying black men to be close to him. Operation Outstanding Infield, brother. Let's see. Last MC, my goal, or last MagCon, my goal was to arm wrestle Gina Carano this year. I trained to do the whole trip without a wheelchair. It wasn't easy, but mission accomplished. This motherfucker who was told he would never walk again over the jab that injured him. I don't want to get into all the specifics of it. You've obviously laid a lot of this stuff out. This motherfucker who was never supposed to walk again over the jab mandates showed up to MegaCon walking in there like Vincent Kennedy McMahon, just walking in there, big balls, Vince McMahon. I'm like, Drew, are you kidding me? Unbelievable, brother. A legitimate inspiration. He tried to tell me we inspire him. No. You inspire us. You are a legitimate fucking badass, dude. Unbelievable. It's been wiped. Congratulations, brother. Eric K says, Jeremy misses all my supers. I demand a refund. Fantastic vs. Knox says, all hail big balls. Dim's going to be seething. Let's fucking go. Agent M says, Trump wants the rights to Dudley Do Right. Chronicling Mayhem says, this super chat identifies as a 199. Give us ladies. Cavill, what's up, Sophie? Sophie in the house. Let's see here. Dorian McLeod says, where are these nuts and humongous working? Darth Gavel says, big balls for president 2028. Solofila says, he's got no balls. Cotton. Dodgeball. Fantastic vs. Knox says, did you hear PBS closed their DEI office? I did hear that. Darth Gavel says, Ligma big balls 2028. BC Man says, I'm big balls. Got to censor parts of it because of YouTube. Fantastic vs. Knox. They tried to kick big balls kicked back. Only Joy Reid censors big balls. She can spell big balls. Eric K. Egypt and Jordan do not want them all. Emo Otaku says, I can have a crappy day, then feel better knowing there's going to be a CobraCast later on. Thanks for your hard work, Jeremy, and hail the 199. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jay Skywalker says, there will be war before they can audit Pentagon. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says, what's your favorite Rick and Morty episode? I've never watched it. Dude, it was bad. Is that just a me thing? Back when Rick and Morty was going on, the amount of people that just would randomly ask you, like, if you've seen Rick and Morty. Like, it was insane the amount of people that would talk about that shit. It was to the point I'm like, I was literally like Arnold in Kindergarten Cop. I'm like, shut up. Like, I was just like, shut up about Rick and Morty, please. It was everywhere. Let me see. Coop says, care more. I'm buying your cares, LOL. Harley Dave says, Jeremy, maybe you should stop hiding that you love it. Yay. Good old hey, Kanye's music back in the day was fire, okay? And I got, I kicked a hornet's nest earlier, a few days ago. I kicked a hornet's nest. Look at this. Where's it at? Here we go, right here. This tweet pissed some people off. Kanye posting corn isn't the problem. Corn being allowed on this platform is the problem. This is the public square. That shit doesn't belong here. Now, when I want to clarify, when I say corn, I'm talking about explicit hardcore corn. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just. Then I had fucking John Delarose and everybody like, oh yeah, Jeremy, you're on our side. No, the fuck I'm not. Your side's retarded. No, I'm not on your retarded side that a skimpy video game chick is pornography. No, it's not. No, I'm not on your fucking side. So I had to clarify that. And as I said, I am not in support of banning it outright. I'm in support of banning it on public social media websites. It's ridiculous that it's available on Twitter, and I stand by that. I am not for censorship. I do not want it banned. I just don't want it available on a public social media site that is being called the public town square, because that's what Twitter is supposed to be. You shouldn't be able to post explicit hardcore pornography on Twitter, and I stand by that. But I am not for it being banned outright at all. So because I think adults can do whatever the fuck they want. Now I don't even think the tag should be on it. No, I saw people saying like filters and all that. No, I can't. If I'm walking down the street and somebody is literally just having sex right there on the sidewalk, they get arrested. It's indecent exposure. I don't want it in my day-to-day life. If I choose to experience that type of content in the privacy of my own home, then that's fine. You don't need to be posting that publicly where anyone can see it. And anybody that doesn't think that that's a logical take is absolutely nuts, because it's not decent at all for that to be out in the public. Keep your sexual fantasies to yourself and relegated to the privacy of your own home. We don't need that shit. We don't need drag shows out in public. We don't need all this fucking sexualized shit. There needs to be some decency brought back to it. There's nothing wrong with sexualization. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. But it doesn't need to be put out in front of everybody for the world to see. It just shouldn't. That's how you have a decent society. You don't want everything sexualized in everybody's face. That's not what you want. Having hardcore explicit porn is unacceptable in the public sphere. Go to your room and jerk off all day long. Nobody cares. The Bob the God made says, I get your apathy about the Izzy's. However, the Baconator is objectively the Christ-pilled sandwich. We got a $50 super chat. Hayden Wayne says, just got to the hotel that the airport booked us, and also found out that Google has officially changed the name of the Gulf of America on Google Maps, LFG. I'll get home tomorrow sometime. Once again, it was great to see everyone. Absolutely. Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate it, man. And I'm glad you guys got back to the hotel. Yes, so Google Maps has officially updated the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Right the way it should be. Phil Collins says, Drew, you are awesome. Drew is awesome. Absolutely. Time to go mobile. Time to go mobile. Yeah, so that's the clarification on that one had to be put up though. Like I am 100% not for like this whole like I had John Trent says welcome to the party. And listen, I like John. I have nothing against John. But John's like welcome to the party and I'm like nothing against you, John, but I'm not at the party you've been attending lately. Some of the stuff you've been wanting to ban is absolutely ridiculous. And I stand by that. So a lot of the people that like have been on that like Goonergate bullshit. And I'm like, no. I'm not part of that shit. Keep me so far away from that. I'm not on your team. I'm not on your argument. I'm not on your side. No, that is absolutely ridiculous. Harley Dave says, Jeremy, are you ready to squeeze the Putin? What, Harley? For $2? Dank Prometheus says, I realize tonight Tim Pool shuts his stream down to grift. Canceled my membership there. He is trying to get attention. Hannah Claire's babies is Tim's. Jesus, what? I don't even know what. I don't know anything about that shit. All right. Ain't none of my fucking business. I don't know anything about. I don't know. Is that like a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. Phil Collins says we will have the best 100 days of all time. Is he like, isn't he married or something now? Didn't he get married? I saw something where Tim got married. Incel Speedrun says, on X, I saw lunatics warn about long coof. How the fuck do these people operate IRL? Imagine having a parasocial relationship with a cold. Holy shit. Yeah, man. It's weird. It really is. Sir Paladin Thundercake says, safe travels, Tyler Swaft. There we go. Pam says that was Milo on Tim Pool. It looked like a faulty T800 that spawned in Cali and said, I need your clothes, your boots, and your hair bleach. I love T2. Gerald Armstrong, don't ask him about Tenet either. He melted down over that tonight when Milo said something about it. Oh, did Milo bring up Tenet? Does somebody have a clip? I want to see this clip. I want to see the clip. So Milo asked Tim about Tenet and he lost it. Please somebody find this clip for me. I have to see this. Tim is full of shit by trying to act like he didn't get a ton of money from Tenet because he got a fuck ton of money. An absolute boatload from Tenet. And he tried to downplay it big time. What's Tenet? Okay, so I'm not going to pretend that I know all of it. All I know is that Tenet Media was a company that was started by Lauren Chin. I've met Lauren a few times. Lauren's cool. I have no issues with Lauren. She's got a great personality, a really great personality. And her husband's super cool. I met them. They were cool. They've always been nice to me, so I have no beef with them whatsoever. They started this company. And they brought in like Tim and Benny and Lauren Southern and some other people. And apparently like a lot of drama came from where the funding of the company came and all of that. I don't know anything beyond that. But yeah. And Tenet is, somebody said in the chat, the worst Nolan movie. And I agree with that too. But if I want to see this clip of of Milo bringing that up. So if someone can tag me in that, let me see. Milo, Tenet. Let's see. Let's see if I just search it on Twitter and see if it's here. Everything's fucking coming for freaking Nolan. Yeah, I don't see anything even on the latest. Is this it right here? No, hang on. So the video's been removed. God. Okay, hang on. It started by Milo saying Dave Rube, but I forgot Dave Rube was part of it too. Dave Rubin paid for a surrogate children from the tenant medium. That's fucked up. Dave Rubin took his tenant money and bought children. Tim called him out as a liar since he was involved with the whole affair, and Milo was pretty flat-footed. Kept saying he forgot. Woo! That's just great, man. That's fantastic. You love to see it. Gig Giggity says, fuckity bye, thank you. Phil Collins says, King Trump. Hope says, these activist judges need to be put under the jail. Harley Dave says, Jeremy, please make it stop. Phil Collins says, for us poor people, we get Lizzo. Big Wig says, Jeremy turned down Moist Critical. No, it was not Moist Critical. I don't want to get into the name game, though, of like, because people will start just going, was it this person with that? I've never talked to Charlie. Never wanted to talk to Charlie. But to be fair, I don't want to talk to I don't know why. Like, the more involved I get in YouTube, the less I want to get to know any YouTubers. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these YouTubers are just fucking retarded douchebags that when they have so many subscribers, like, they think that they are something else. And I don't like any of them. So like, when you get into these YouTubers that get millions of subs, they're just like, they seem to think that they're better than they really are. And the reality of it is you're still just a fucking douchebag in your bedroom making videos. That's all you should ever be, and that's all you ever will be. You're not important. You're not special. You're a privileged, lucky piece of shit, and you should always recognize that. Never act like you're better than the people that are supporting you, because they're the only reasons you have anything. And a lot of these YouTubers seem to think that they're bigger than they are and more important than they are. Harley Dave says, my neighbors were living and dying in tents while FEMA decided to give over 50 million to illegals per week. Yes, Doge found that out too. Beastie Man says, read mine. Hail the 199, by the way. Dank says, pee is stored in the balls. Brian James says, I missed the meatball Ron emoji and the beard of shame as one. Ron was a great governor, Jeb Bush presidential level. Tommy says, I'll never pay for this fig to read my chat. Modalist says, Trailer Swift is Anton Levy's granddaughter. Stymie says, Jeremy, you still got some pretty lips, boy. Biggest Bally says, that pick, Jeremy. Shadow Santa says, well, you heard Jeremy, time to spam. Coop says, you are a great influence on my family. Thank you. Tommy says, like, I have $2 for this fig to read my super chat. Vault 95 says, I sent D-Day Cobra this money so he would read. Tommy says, $2 for this fig in this economy? I can't. Tommy says, $2. Oh, $2 for the fig to talk to me. I pay cheaper downtown. Mess says, hey, Jeremy, first time listener, long time watcher. This just wanted to compliment you on how good you are at stuff. What a retarded comment. Like, first time listener, long time watcher. Tommy says, $2 for a fig. I paid more tax to a dozen countries. Coop says, you missed my previous supers. No, I didn't. Hope says, I'm buying you the new Yay shirt. What's your size? Aaron Bacon, get Doge worldwide. We need it in the UK. Screw the EU. By the way, and if you notice, I didn't care about anything Kanye was posting until it became, and I don't care that he posted the explicit, porn. I just was like, it's not even his fault. Like, in all honesty, I think Kanye, correct me, maybe I haven't followed Kanye in a long time. Kanye is not stupid. He's crazy, but he's not stupid. I personally think that there's a huge chance that Kanye posted those videos to create the discussion to get it off of Twitter. I think he's doing it to prove a point. I think that is absolutely like within the realm of possibility. And guess what? He has created a conversation about it. But everybody else was freaking out on all the other shit, and I'm like, it's Kanye. Kanye gonna Kanye. Chartard says, my dad called James Carville the ET looking MFer. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with the get the membership. Thank you. Louis C says, time to go mobile. Tommy says, I've never seen corn. Can you share some to me? Just go to Kanye's. Oh, never mind. He deleted it. Olympian product for the 5. Get the membership. Thank you. Skeleton VA says, paid first time viewer Jeremy to read a super chat. Listen to the chat. And to D-Day Cobra in general, I think he was one of Beardo's viewers originally. Look at there. Look at there. Thank you. Eddie M says, I don't care about what Lauren did. I can save her. Great personality. Lauren, she was always nice to me. Lauren was always nice to me. S. Young 0587. Would you ever consider a video with Salty Cracker? Adam, is it Frischella or Asmongold? Well, I know Salty. I've had Salty on this channel. I consider Salty a friend of sorts. We've never met in real life, but I've known, me and Salty have known each other for a long time. I love Salty. Salty Cracker is awesome. He's a great guy. Mrs. Salty is awesome. I consider both of them friends, actually. I don't think I don't think Asmongold would ever talk to me. I think Asmongold is a better Tim Pool. I think Asmongold is a better version of Tim Pool because he rides the fence, but he rides it better than Tim. Am I right about that? I think so. Asmongold is he's better at riding the fence than Tim Pool. So, let me see. Asmon reacted to a video of yours and didn't know who you were. Yeah, he has no idea who I am. So, but I think Asmon is a fence sitter like Tim Pool, but he's better at it than Tim. Sammy Rice says, yay, clickbaited people to his site selling the, yeah, I know. I saw that. John Ambler says, I just realized I'm supporting someone in the LGBT community. I guess you're one of the good ones. Over on Rumble says, Johnny Whiskers says, welcome back. Glad I was able to see you again. Yeah, you may need a bigger room for both panel and meetup. You may also want to ask for more time. Try asking for 2 hours if it's allowed. The Coconut Club is my only complaint about the meetup. I don't know how you can talk to people there. I've never liked nightclubs. It's too loud. I never found anything to do but hang and walk around. I understand that. Think we can have meetups at a new location. I never get an opportunity to have a conversation with you, but small talk. When I do get the chance, you got to bounce. I just want to game with you again. Yeah, we're working on a different location next year. I think the Coconut Club has been good for the last 2 years, but we're at a point where we're shockingly enough, and especially if we're going to start promoting this thing a year out, I think we've outgrown the Coconut Club. I absolutely do. I think 1,000 people is in the ballpark for us. If we spend a year promoting MegaCon for next year, I think 1,000 people is probably a doable goal, which is insane. So yeah, I hear you on that. Let me see. Johnny was this the original voice of Ash Ketchum is sour on Trump's executive order on going back to plastic straws. She's pro-environmental and wants us for reusable straws. I've never heard of those. Do they really work? I mean, look, plastic's the way to go. That's the bottom line. Eric says when Israel gave them Gaza, it was perfect. Hamas turned it into a pile. They ripped out the infrastructure to make rockets. We need to stay the hell out of the conflict. I mean, if you're asking me what I would rather see, I would just rather us not be involved at all. 100% on that. Mod Eric says pile of poop. I was wondering what you meant, pile of pile. I had to correct that and YouTube wouldn't let me send it. Texas Spy Story says, I support Mod Eric and his hatred of piles of pile. It never ends. It never ends. And Grathar Samurai got that one. Nas says, hell yeah, I voted for this and it's better than I expected. Tree Bear says, Jeremy watching Tim right now. He is losing his mind, and I am reaping all the benefits. Hey, Money Wilson says, I have items sitting at my Amazon cart. I got a message that prices may have dropped on those items. Trump is paying dividends already. Yeah, love to see it. Harley Dave says, laughing my ass off, you're such a nerd. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Streaming Heroes says, it's good to have CobraCast back in as bored without this Vic talking about Trump for 3 hours of stream. Hail the 199, Jeremy Prime. Jason says, enjoyed the meetup, got hugged by Krista and deflated. Wait, that wasn't me. Handshakes, salutes, and emote spam to all. Hail the 199. Bedlam says, hail Commander. Who's your favorite G.I. Joe vehicle driver? And what is your favorite G.I. Joe vehicle? Vehicles were never... And I think this is just because it's mainly because of my parents just didn't have, I don't know if they didn't have the money or if they just weren't going to spend the fucking money. I never really collected vehicles growing up. And the only vehicle that I had that was prominent, I did have the Rolling Thunder, but I had Sergeant Slaughter in the Triple T. And I will consider that, it's definitely a vehicle. Sergeant Slaughter in the Triple T was everything to me when I got that as a kid, because Sergeant Slaughter was like everything. So I got Sergeant Slaughter in the Triple T. So that was my favorite back in the day, and it's always just had a soft spot. But I never really had a lot of vehicles because my parents were like, that's too expensive. You can go get an action figure, but you can't get vehicles. We're not paying all that money for that shit. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. But so yeah, later in life, I've gotten a few, but I don't have a big nostalgia for the vehicles as much as I do the figures, because those are the things I collected, and I didn't really have a lot of access to a lot of the vehicles. Let's see. D Mad says, Jeremy, I've been watching you since high school and the Captain Marvel controversy. You were a gateway to the fellowship and serve as a role model for me. Thanks, dude. That's awesome. That's a long time. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Pippi says, she doth don't protest too much. Get Woke Go Broke says, happy Fig Month. Oh, wait, that's not June. Sorry, wrong month. Saul says, I hope next thing is abolished the IRS. How did you bring back that dead guy on FNT? I know you don't like compliments, so I'll say you're gay. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we dug him up. He was still breathing, so we're like, hey, can you do FNT? He's like, sure. That's pretty much how it happened. Fubi says, you ever have black cats watching your stream? All the passes for you. Spike's Best Suit says, okay, bye, Tyler. Courageous says, okay, bye, Tyler. Hail the 199. John Platt says, hail D-Day Cobra, the mods in the chat, and the 199. I am so happy to see Donald J. Trump back in the White House, righting the wrongs of the Biden and the Dems. Kevin Jenkins says, hail, Jeremy. I'm saving up for the 2025 Ford Mustang GT next year. I'm really hoping Trump's economy lowers interest rates and many taxes are gone. You and me both, brother. Good luck. Ron says, since you're complaining about so many super chats, here's a member chat. I'm never complaining about super chats. Sith Lord Darth Bong says, any Dungeon Crawler Carl fans, Book 7 comes out on Audible tomorrow. Jeff Hayes is the best narrator ever. Jeremy is gay. Hail to 199. Anybody in the chat? We like connecting the peeps. So if anybody in the chat is interested, there you go. Flag Ninja says, 30 months of figotry. Why do I keep watching? Dude, I met people that said they've been watching me for like 8 years, and I'm like, why? They were like, Jeremy, I've been watching you since. I'm like, why? Why are you still watching me? But I appreciate it. I do. Let's see. Night Stealer says, I love how the Dems are okay with 81K in audit US, but we want to audit them, and Aunt Maxie has a fit. Yep, that's how it goes. Pre-on Corp says, Jeremy, are you going to be doing any gaming streams anymore? Yes. Not tonight, because I am honestly, no bullshit, I was like gonna try to keep it an hour tonight because I'm absolutely exhausted, but the peeps made it worth it. So so essentially I'm gonna be on daily less, but I'll still be on daily, but I'll be on daily less, and I'll be more CobraCasts. So my focus is basically going to be more Geeks and Gamers videos. I'm going to make more videos for the main channel. I won't be on daily as much, but I'll still be there. I'm going to be making more CobraCasts, more videos for Geeks and Gamers. and then I'll allow me to probably do more gaming streams as well. So fantastic. Mr. Knox says, so I've been hearing that my country's prime minister is trying to negotiate with Trump in regards to the global 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. Interesting. That's the whole point. That's what Trump's looking to do. So, but yeah, man. So I have heard everybody. I mean, I love this show. I love what we got going on. I think there's a ton of potential for us to continue to build upon this. We've got Geeks and Gamers moving in the right direction. We've got some sponsorships lined up that we're hoping to close some of those deals. We have some potential partnerships that we had discussions about in Orlando that could impact everything with Geeks and Gamers and give us even more resources to build better infrastructure from top to bottom with the website, with the channels, with everything. There's a ton of good stuff in the works. And of course, the meetup was a overwhelming success, and I can't thank all of you enough. It was just an awesome experience. Let's look who it is. Clip Fix in the house. This is the guy that edited that MegaCon panel. He's the one who recorded all of the footage and edited it all together. This is the man you thank for that right there. And I'm going to try to get him to more of our events to record it. He did a fantastic job. How do we get Dan Bass to the next one? Start a GoFundMe? I'll let you know because I'm calling you tomorrow. I'll talk to you about that. What's up, brother? Good to see you. You did a phenomenal job, man. Everybody loved it. And so, yeah, it was really good. And let me see. But yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Harley Dave says, Jeremy, first time super chat, and it's also my birthday. Happy birthday, Harley Dave. Thank you for your first ever super chat. We really appreciate that. So, all right. So you guys have a great day. Appreciate all of you. We'll be back tomorrow. So obviously I have, we got daily tomorrow. We've got Tuesday night's main event tomorrow, and then probably a CobraCast tomorrow night. Probably. I'm working on essentially doing 5 days a week now on CobraCast. That's the plan. And then obviously I have the ability to do early morning live streams. I think the Cash Patel confirmation is this Thursday. So I'll probably be covering that this Thursday if that's happening. So yeah, I've got a lot more flexibility in my schedule to focus on that, as well as make videos for Geeks and Gamers. So that is going to be awesome. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.
Time to rule at last. 15 years have I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know.
Macho man, yeah.
What is this? Oh, hold on. Feeling it, man.
Black girl magic.
All right, I gotta stop. The hell is going on? How do you turn this shit off? What else do we have? I'm just playing the music we have. Nah. No. That's not good either. Yeah, these options aren't very good. They're just giving me a bunch of options here, and I don't like any of them. This was called Into Space. Okay. Fantastic Rock says, I've been here. I got that one. Harley Dave. Jeremy, first time super chat. It's also my birthday. I got that one earlier. Grand Potato says, CobraCast 24/7 365 Infinity. Let's go. John Ambler, finally a less gay CobraCast. Babo Yogi, hail Jeremy, smartest G&G member, prettiest too. Grand Potato says, is Jeremy going to pull a Tim Pool and not read these supers? Fantastic Knox says, looks like Australia will know if Trump's 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum will hurt us later today or tomorrow. We shall see. John Ambler says, Chaircast after dark. Let's see. Predon Corp says, Jeremy is on his Jeremy throne now. Be still, Fig. Nima says, nobody's leaving because we're asleep. That's true. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. But with that said, let's see. When's Trump's main or who's Trump's main on Rivals? I might try Marvel Rivals. I might try Marvel Rivals. Let's see. Noah Pretender says Jeremy is somehow more gay than Jeremy. Well, that's a first. Usually everybody says I'm the gay one. But
It is what it is. But anyway, thank you guys. So I got to turn this fucking music off. It's, you know what? I would like to add Nintendo music, like 8-bit Nintendo music. That would be pretty cool. Maybe, well, let's see. It says add music. Only upload music you have made or you are authorized to use. Okay. And then there's night driving. What is night driving? Meh. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a great night. Baba Yogi says, cheer me for the chat. More chairs, you fig. We need to get an emoji. Hailstorm already prepared for that one, so we'll work on it. But anyway, thank you guys. I hope you had a great night. It's good to be back, and we're only getting started, baby. You guys have a good night. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.